What's up, y'all? It's good. Welcome back. Sorry, it's True Podcast and all that. You see the title, Ask ARP Episode 1. I was just in the background watching the Ace Trumpets video about Eclipse. What is that? What is that? The song is so fire. I really rock with that track. I felt like it dropped like last week or something like that. Here go the official video. It's got to be the official because it's on Eclipse YouTube channel. And all it is, it just keeps repeating the same pictures and clips. And it's just like, is there supposed to be some type of method to the madness? Is there something I'm supposed to decode? Is there some hidden meaning here? I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. I still like to see my artists perform their lyrics. Like I want to see the rappers rap. Maybe it's just me, but y'all let me down with this video, man. Like, and I rock with the clips. I had a clips topic this morning, right? I spoke on the Pusha T and the Kanye West stuff this morning. I rock with the clips. Like, oh, you gotta redo that video. Y'all gotta redo that video, man. What's up, everybody? I see the chat starting to come in. Shout out to the chat. I'm gonna pull up a quick video to watch in the background with y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna stay true to the title, Ask ARP Episode 1. I think it would be dope to do these once or twice a month, maybe. Why not? Y'all know me. It's not like I don't have any topics to talk about. I got a million topics to talk about. I could do 20 different battle rap topics right now. I could do 100 different entertainment hip hop world topics right now. The Diddy trials happening right now as we speak. There's little Dirk updates. Did he make bail? Like all this type of stuff. But these I want to look at these as a form of a thank you, a give back. You know what I'm saying? And even something to commemorate, the members and the people on the channel. So I'm gonna duck no fades when it comes to the members. Okay. I might duck a fade or two from the regular chat if you ask me something crazy. And I'm like, oh man, like I don't know if I should answer that one. But I ain't gonna duck no fades from the members. Okay. This is pure give back. I rock with y'all. I appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna start scanning the chat real quick before I pull a video up. And what I'm gonna do is in between the video, as I'm looking at the chat, I'm gonna pause it when I see some good questions from the chat or when I see members joints. I'll pause it and then I'll do the answers. Okay. So actually, let me get the video started first. Let me get the video started first. And like I said, I'll pause it in and out. So I'm just gonna pick. I'm gonna pick a random video. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share my YouTube with y'all. Right. Y'all could even probably see some of the shit that my YouTube suggests me, right? Kind of get a picture of like what YouTube thinks I watch consistently. I see academics is here live with the day 16 trial. What do we got? Some NBA highlights, got some shorts in here, clips. I was just talking about the clips. Ferrari motorcycle, Hot 97. Shout out to Rum Nitty. He got a freestyle Breakfast Club, right? It's things that you would expect that I probably watch every day, right? Top 100 throws, yeah. I was just talking about this Ace Trumpets. So I'm gonna go random. I'm gonna go serious, Serious Jones versus Jims. All right, I'm gonna go so random. Random. What is this? What is this shit? What is this? Why do I see? I swear to God, this is live. This channel says Serious Jones 8 years ago. Jones, do you still own this channel? Why do you have the battle uploaded, G? What is this? 5 years ago. Has he been on this channel recently? Let me see when the last video was uploaded. 3 months ago. All right, so you're still on this channel. Why you got the battle uploaded? I never gave anybody permission to upload RBE battles. Gee, I paid you for this. What is this? It's got 99 views, but Jones, what you doing, man? I swear to God, I just found this on accident. What are you doing, Jones? Why are you stealing from me? All right, the first one here. I'm gonna pull this up as I start to scan. All right, let me see. All right, what is this right here? Shout out to our member. Like I said, I don't want to duck any fades with the members. Lulu says he'll start it off. Can I get you? Wait, can you get use some checks and balances t-shirts and caps made? We definitely will be buying. Oh, good idea. Good idea. Should I open up an online store again? I had an online store running when we was doing the RBE hats for about 2, 3 years, maybe. Right. It didn't move mountains, but there was a couple of hats, maybe like let's say 3 or 4 a month that people were grabbing. I was proud of that. I didn't make $1 million off of it or nothing, but I was proud. I mostly saw people grab RBE hats sometimes around events, or if like I put one on during the stream or blog and people remembered like, oh, they got hats. I didn't promote it. That was the thing about the RBE merch. I didn't really promote this shit. It didn't go anywhere to that level, but it was dope to have out there. And I always felt cool that the people that do have them is kind of like it's exclusive a little bit. It's limited of what's out there. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we didn't move mountains with it, but a checks and balances and a sorry is true hat and t-shirt. I think I could be fit for that this year. I do, Lulu. That's a good idea, man. I appreciate you getting my mind back in the direction of us rocking what we represent. Oh yeah, I can't duck supers neither. So I might duck regular chat if it's crazy, but I ain't ducking no supers and I ain't ducking no members phase. Okay. Um, my bad. This one was here first. Shout out to Mr. Rayman. Mr. Rayman says, "Can you come out of retirement?" That answer is no, homie. That's one thing about my streams, and if I do these consistently with y'all, they're always going to be honest answers, right? I remember when I did my Fox 5 News interview. I slightly left the door open a little bit right after Max Out 3. I kind of left the door open a little bit, but nah, that chapter I closed. I'm proud of the 10-year RBE legacy. I'm proud of the year that I made sure that we as a team and as a company and as a movement did to close out. I think it's one of the best retirements you will ever see from battle rap, because retirements normally are messy, or sometimes people don't leave on their own accord. Sometimes people are forced out. Like let's say some battle rappers sometimes they retire when they're no longer getting booked. You're talking about a platform who had like kind of like a clean sweep of the year. The battler of the year, was Big K. The event of the year was Max Out 3. The battle of the year was Hitman versus Ill Will. The league of the year, RBE event. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot. It was a lot. And it was right, the environment of the year, Blue Room. It was an honor, man. And I feel like the stars lined up perfectly. I couldn't have asked for, closing in like that to go any better. I really couldn't have. I couldn't have asked for it to be any better than that. So it was just a decision based on a lot of different factors. And there are certain chapters in life that you need to say, all right, I did what I wanted to do, and I don't want to force myself to continue to do things that make me uncomfortable, amongst many other reasons. So as much as I can come back and do battle rap 110, nothing, zero is stopping me right now from doing battle rap 110. Nothing. And there never was anything to prevent me, even from day one. No matter what you thought was a prevention, it was just like, no, there might be a boundary there. I'm gonna find a way and we're gonna crack ceilings, right? For 10 years plus. Nothing is stopping me from doing that right now. I still have all the same relationships for the most part. Um, we have always been very, very well financed. That hasn't changed. We have always had a good team. We've always been pretty smart, pretty sound, and solid business. And I'm a very motivated individual. If I want to do something, it's going to be done at least at a strong level. So I know what it would be if I decided to bring RBE back, but I wanted to finally close the chapter and say I'm gonna leave it there. So hope that fully answers the question, homie. Speaking our language says, which battle is the most important battle to RBE's brand? Ill Will versus Calico, Cassidy versus Hitman Holla, or Murder Mook versus Averb. That is not easy to pick from. You are missing at least bare minimum one that is huge to RBE's library, legacy, brand, personality, all of the above. And it's Daylight versus Oops, right? I can argue Daylight versus Oops from an RBE standpoint is more essential than any of those, right? It's our first million view battle, I think. It's our first viral battle. I mean, that was on World Star and all over the place and highly talked about. Um, it involved one of the homegrown RBE guys, right? He Oops opened up the first battle on the first card, right? And together, RB and Oops formed a part of that front line when RBE came into the game. Remember, you had your Adi Boom, you had your Show Off, you had your Gyms, you had people, you had Oops, you had those guys were part of that what we came out the gate like. You know what I'm saying? Very personalized family type of movement. And for Oops to have that moment, and also this was at a time when Daylight was, trolling heavy, and then he takes the stage and he has that serious third round. He explains why he got the face tattoo, how he felt after he got shot, why he trolls. It's just an epic moment for battle rap. There's literally, I don't think you'll ever see it in any battle or at any event. To watch a battle, look down in the front row and see people crying. This is the only battle that's ever done that. And if you don't take my word for it, forget in the building. There's people in the comments of the YouTube video saying, "Yo, this shit just made me cry." Battles don't do that. And y'all know I opened up and I promoted and pushed. RBE is a safe place for the real talk rounds. And Oops is one person that fully capitalized on it. And you see that type of personality that we tried to push, and the battle rap is accepted and appreciated that we provided. You would take a battle, a low profile battle like Uno Lavos versus Zer Money, right? Uno Lavos, known for being a comedian, known for joking, being a prankster, etc. He literally did stand up comedy. I went to one of his stand up comedy shows to support him, real talk. But he gets to his third round and he does a real talk round. He starts about RBE. I heard that I could do this here, right? We're like, yeah. He's like, bet. We try to provide that open atmosphere. Like, yo, if you're bar heavy, it's cool here. It's a neutral place. The up and comers could get neutralized even with the top tiers, i.e., Blood, Sweat, and Tears. You got a Daylight versus Oops type of scenario, and we coming out the gate with this Blood, Sweat, and Tears concept, and it's just like, should this battle even be happening? Blood, Sweat, and Tears was our early personality of like, okay, they have this lane that they're building. So Daylight and Oops, I can argue, is the most important battle to RBE. The most impactful one is clear. It's Cassidy versus Hitman. I could probably challenge it's the top 3 streams in battle rap history. Some people might think it's number 1. Who knows, right? Behind the scenes, who knows? Murder Mook versus Aver was such a huge statement. Bringing back Murder Mook after 4.5 years, incredible. And then Aver, the way that we were rocking out, man, it didn't matter. Whatever he had going on, we was rocking. Was, okay, coming off of that Judge Loss versus Pat Stay, even before the battle happened, I had that Mook and Aver battle contract signed. Like, yo, I'm gonna do this Mook thing, all right? Just hold it down versus Pat Stay. Ill Will and Calico was an accident. It was birthed a series, the on-site series. We turned that into a whole series. Battles like Mr. Mills versus B Magic. That's a battle we did in the alleyway because we said, yo, how do we just take that of what happened on accident and turn it into an idea? But Calico versus Ill Will is one of the most important battles on the channel too. It's epic. And it gave the real battle rap vibe of really what it was coming up when we was young in the hip hop space. Literally, it was just a cesspool full of street niggas, probably like 20 hammers on deck. And it was really that vibe and really that. You know what I'm saying? Not we got a bunch of security guards inside of a venue and everybody paid to get inside. Really in the street. really with two street niggas. You know what I'm saying? And a bunch of street entourages. And it was you just can't create that, in today's modern era of battle rap these days. So I could give backstory to reasons why all the ones that you listed are essential to RBE's legacy. But you definitely left out on the one that goes with the RBE brand just as much, if not the most, out of all of these, which is Daylight versus Oops. All right, so shout out to speaking our language with that one. That was a good one. New Creative says, if RBE was to return, what's your 5 battles for the card? Mm. So I like nostalgia. I do. You saw that baked into Max Out 3. So off rip, an RBE return card, which is not going to happen, okay, people. From the nostalgia side alone, I would like it to have, some of the faces, which means a person like Show Off, and you got your Rosenberg Raws and your Hitmans and your Ill Wills and your Big Ks, folks like that, I probably want on the card. Now, even if I start to match some of those people up, a battle that I want to see happen, I hope it happens. I want to do a full circle of it. Show Off, who does he battle? Calico. I want to see that battle still. Hitman, who does he battle? Um, who does Hitman battle? Something that fits not just on RBE, because he got a bunch of big battles left, but some of them wouldn't be for RBE. Some of them would be for other platforms to do. I got to give thought to who I would want to see Holliverse. You take like a Rosenberg Raw, for example. Has he got any grudges? What's a big battle that people want to see with Froze? Shit, I don't know. Big K and Goods. Yeah, I grabbed the Goods one. Ill Will. What do I want to see with Ill Will? What's missing with Ill Will? What's missing with Ill Will? So one thing that we tried to hone in on for Ill Will, especially in 2023, was getting him what myself and the fans knew that he deserved, which was bigger profile matches. That's why you saw Hollow. We did the King Los one, and then of course Hitman, which was a legacy battle for RBE. So I don't know, Ill Will versus a Mook, Ill Will versus a Lux. Imagine, oh, there you go. Imagine a card that has Hitman versus Lux, Ill Will versus Mook, Show Off versus Calico, Rosenberg Raw versus, I don't know who froze battles, but Big K versus Goods. I definitely just said a max out. Did you hear the top 4 battles? That's definitely a max out. We could afford it. I promise you that. We could afford that card. But I don't know. I'll leave it there. Mook versus Verb, in my opinion. I don't know if that was a question, homie. You mean as far as who won? Shout out from the 205. What's up, homie? Appreciate you, G. Thank you for stopping in. KX with a membership to the chat. Thank you as always, KX. I appreciate you. Hope somebody caught that from the homie. Good food, drink, smoke. To the left, get comfortable. This should be a good one. Surfs up. We in here. ARP in the chat. Shout out to our members. SM, what's good, homie? Yeah, this one's for y'all. So, what do we got here? Philly says, look at this. Trenches is in here, and his name is Philly. Would you book any Trenches artists on your platform? And if so, who? Of course. Shout out to Easy and shout out to the Trenches. I like Tex. Tex is one person I would definitely book. And remember, y'all, it's Full Circle in the Now What series still exists. I could be doing that 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just talking about a Full Circle with O'Red. Me and Geechee need to make something happen. We've been having conversations. Easy needs to come back and see a couple people over here. I want to see a Hitman Full Circle. I just said I want to see Show Off and Calico happen ASAP. So Full Circle in the Now What series is still here, right? I just been chilling a little bit more since the last Now What card that was early this year, right? I've been chilling. But yeah, some of these people could still get up in a full circle, maybe. But I like Tex. There's a couple people in the trenches that are making noise and are very, very talented. I like Jay Moore. Jay Moore's been on RBE before. Long time ago. He still had dreads when he was on RBE. Could have been like 7, 8 years ago or something like that. But nah, there's definitely some talented folks that would be welcome over here from the trenches, of course. I've always been like that. Like, I don't care where you started. I don't care where you got hot. I don't care who invested the most money in you, who got you your biggest bags, who got you your biggest matchups, your biggest battles, put you on your biggest cards. I've done that for folks. Other leagues have done that for folks. And it's time to work with a battler that's known from over here. If you want to work, let's work. It's a platform, man. I ain't buying into all that other fuck shit. I'm cool. What else we got? Nitty Spaz on Flex Word. I'll play it. I'll play it this afternoon, hopefully. Then, as long as I don't forget. Thank you, Nemo. I appreciate that, G. Looking forward to the Carter 6. Yes, I saw the cover. He's got the little kid face cover with all the tats again. Yes, I do. Always. Yo, do I work? Did you ask me that? Nigga, watch this. Watch this. Chat had the nerve to ask me, do I watch UFC? I could ask somebody like, do you rock with RBE? And then they would say, yeah, ever since the first card, New Year Order, that had Adi Boom versus Averb and Big Cannon versus Moneybags and Goods versus Danger Zone and Blu-ray versus Oops and all that. I'm like, oh yeah, he's in tune. You asked me if I fuck with the UFC. This is what day one people look like. They even have the very first UFC card on VHS. Did I prove my point? And I got a million of them. You know what I'm saying? This is number 7. Right? Was that Shamrock? This is number 2. Yeah, this is number 2. Royce Gracie type era. Remember? The Royce Gracie era is before they had weight classes. When Royce Gracie would fight, am I saying it wrong? Is it Royce or Royce Gracie? I forget. Would fight like Severn, right? Severn, Dan Severn or whatever. There's not even weight classes. And he's getting in there with these wrestlers that outweigh him by 100 plus pounds, but he's wearing his gi. He's wearing his karate uniform or whatever. I think saying gi is the correct way, right? It's karate gi. And he does it because he's the jiu-jitsu guy. And he could fight off of his back. He's into submissions and all types of strongholds and whatnot. So I know you're bigger than me. I know you probably punch harder than me, but I want you to grab me. So I'm wearing these clothes today. Everybody else is coming in shirtless and stuff. I'm wearing my full gi so you can grab it. I can take your wrist, turn it this way, and tap you the fuck out. And that's why he's in the weight class of like a middleweight and was dominating. And then here we are. We understand that street fighting in the UFC, I don't know. Like we love the Tank Abbotts of the world who look like a straight brawler and ball fighter, right? But technique and just getting in there and throwing blows. Somebody like a Royce Gracie comes in, he's doing jiu-jitsu and shit. It's like, okay, yeah, he's a champion for a reason. So I go all the way back with the UFC. I probably don't know as many of the new era. I think the era after this one that I just put up, when you had like the St. Pierre's, the Anderson Silvers when they were dominating. Of course, Bones is the truth. He's the GOAT, right? But there's a lot of new fighters right now that I haven't been following. Almost like boxing. Like we lost the golden era of boxing, and I haven't followed it as much since. There's just a couple people that no matter what they're doing, I'm stopping everything and I'm watching. Let's say a Canelo or a Tank, for example. But there's so many new fighters. This isn't the Barrera and Marquez and Mayweather and De La Hoya and Vargas. It's not that era. And even when the heavyweights were dominating as well, and they was putting on crazy. It's just UFC is the same thing. It just doesn't have the same snap as it used to. But yeah, I've always been a UFC fan. My bad. Let me come over to the super side. I might be missing some. Okay. Would you champion other bricks like Dollar Bill? What do you mean? Would I champion? I did. I do. Shout out to Dollar Bill, man. I love Dollar Bill's talent. He's one of the most unique rappers to come out. Support him so much. I got him in our last card that I did, the Now What series versus a legend, the Saurus, right? I wanted to see him get a name like that on his resume. I wanted to see Dollar Bill rap on RBE again. I wanted to see the debut of the Saurus. So that all made sense for me. And that was a dope battle. Um, I love the work that he also does with Bags and Bodies. Shout out to Holla and Bags and Bodies. I love the work that he does on other platforms as well. Dollar Bill is one of them guys, man. I hope he continues to get his opportunities. He's very unique, down to earth, humble, cool guy too. So, definitely fuck with Dollar Bill. Um, I remember you and Oops was like Kobe and Shaq. Yeah, shout out to Oops, man. I haven't spoken to Oops in a long time. It's been a minute since I spoke. I probably haven't spoken to Oops since his Blue Room battle when he battled Real Deal. You know, I hope everything's going well with Oops. Hope everything's good with him. But shout out to Oops, man. That's one thing about the early RBE movement. It was more than just business. They all know that about me, all of them. Boom, show off, gyms, Oops. They all know it wasn't about no league on a business shit with me. Like we was friends for real. Some of us still are. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Oops, man. That'll always be somebody that I really appreciate, and because we are a part of this legacy. Jay is in the building. Jay says, "Do you remember all of the day ones from when you started as a blogger?" You mean like supporters of my blogging? Not really, because it wasn't interactive. Like now we live stream, so we have a chat. So I'm very familiar with a bunch of people that's in our chats from the Sorry Shoot podcast side. But back then, blogging, I was only recording, edit the blog, upload to the channel, and then I would just watch, read some of the comments after. I never got a chance to build or interact with people like that. So I didn't have any day ones to get familiar with in my blogging days. So I say no to that, Jay. Okay, let me come back to the chat. Um, Yo, ARP, Twerk ever block you on Twitter for telling the truth? Block me on Twitter? Nah, I don't think that me and Twerk got each other. I definitely don't got him blocked. Nah, I see his shit all the time. Me and Twerk, why would Twerk block me? Let me tell you something about Twerk, man. I don't got no slander for Twerk. Um, Purely based on how we act around each other every time we see each other in person. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no slander for no damn Twerk. Let me go to this page. Yeah, we both follow each other. We ain't blocked or nothing like that. We both follow each other. I'm a fan of New Jersey Twerk, man. I'll watch all of his profiled battles. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of his work. I'm a battle rap fan at heart. You know what I'm saying? So I think the energy or the outside looking in perception of New Jersey Twerk. So if you see me ever sub New Jersey Twerk over the years or whenever, if I've ever done it, or if you've ever seen him take shots at me during the Big K battle, right? The energy of New Jersey Twerk and ARP or New Jersey Twerk and RBE comes from the rivalry of RBE and URL. Okay. And if you remove the battle rap rivalry of RBE and URL, I'm pretty confident that there's a bunch of people from that sphere, right? We would shake hands and be regular because just the way that we might just align, just as niggas call themselves real niggas, I call myself one, real men. You know what I'm saying? So I come from a world where I could be cool with almost any type of like, I mean, like, so I think we would all be just like how me and Surf are behind the scenes, off when the cameras are turned off. That's how I always treat Twerk anytime I see him. You know what I'm saying? I show him respect, laugh about a couple things, joke. whatever. After he battled Big K at Power Moves, right? I saw him in the crowd when I was leaving. I grabbed the shoulders. I shook him because he a little taller than me. I grabbed his shoulder. I was like, yo, good shit, nigga. Like, I like that. And matter of fact, I seen him outside in the parking lot before the event started. And he's going over his rounds. And I walked up on him real quick and I said, don't diss me. I said something like that. Don't diss me. Like, joking. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time at it was a Max Out. It probably was Max Out one, the one with where Surf was on the Joe Budden podcast. He was, and Joe Budden asked Surf. He was like, "Yo, what's your problems with ARP, man?" And Surf was like, "Me and ARP ain't got no problems, man. ARP come get me off the line when I pop out to his events." I like Surf is such a he's such a manipulative fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the Max Out one event, and Surf was hitting me up like, "Yo, man, it's line. Yo, you not gonna come rock with your boy? Come get me off this line, man. What's up, man? It's your boy Surf." So I said, "Give me a minute. I'm gonna come outside. I'm gonna grab you." So I think like maybe him and maybe like one or two of his folks. I came and I brought him all the way to the front to the security where they could just pat them down, and because the line was like around the fuck down and around the block and all that type of shit. Well, he used that against me on the Joe Budden podcast. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of shit that me and Surf would do. But it was that same event, I believe, the face-offs the night before. It was either that event. No, it was Max Out. And Show Off was there. So Show Off could attest to this. Surf was in the same hotel that I booked for the battlers, right? I'm walking onto the elevator as Surf is walking off of the elevator. It's me and Show Off going upstairs for some. And when the door opens up, it's just Surf by himself. And I go, Show Off, here go this nigga right here. I'm joking, right? I'm like, here you go right here. Right. And I grab his hand and as we're shaking hands, I act like I'm pushing him back into the elevator. I'm like, come on, we got the nigga. But we're all laughing and joking. You know what I'm saying? And everybody just has fun with it behind the scenes. Well, most of us just have fun with it behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? And then, then he starts walking away. He's like, yo, hey, what room you staying in? And I'm like, I'm in the room. All right, yo, I'm on that floor too. Yo, I'm gonna stop by your shit. I don't lie, no, man. Like, this is how we used to talk off camera. This is how we used to act around each other off camera. You know what I'm saying? So, I'd be such a bitch nigga to be on camera and who twerk for no, because I don't act like that when we see each other. So why would I do it now on camera? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Twerk, man. Shout out to Twerk. Keck says, don't have a question yet, but I sincerely want to just thank you. Here's your flowers, bro. Can't talk legends and battle rap without saying ARP or RBE. Damn, KX. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Um, you you realize that is that's one of the dopest things about being behind RBE. It's the interpersonal piece of it. I swear to God, that's one of the dopest things. So if I had to say the top 3 dopest things about RBE for me personally, right? Number 1, me being the hip hop baby that I am, to actually come into the hip hop arena and contribute something that went worldwide. I mean, all these niggas have watched RBE content. We got some of the biggest rappers of all time that talked about RBE content. That is it's like, yo, I'm from the sandbox with hip hop and I actually contributed to hip hop. Like I was able to do something to put in the hip hop books, to put on the hip hop timeline. That's like top 3, one of the dopest things for me. The second thing is leaving your mark in this world outside of entertainment as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid if I left this world tomorrow, there's a good crop of people that would say, oh, that guy ARP, and then they would say things about me, right? And being able to leave your mark on the world is an honor, because there's a lot of talented people, there's a lot of good-hearted people, there's a lot of entertaining people, there's a lot of hardworking people. We'll never get a chance to meet them. You know what I'm saying? They just were never in a place where we could all publicly see them and learn about them. And I have no problem if that would have been my life, just drifting through life. And the only people I would have known is the people that I've met over the years in my circle or whatever. But RBE opened me up to people, that millions of people around the world. You know what I'm saying? And now we have some form of bond. You know, when I walk around, go to the mall, go in and out of these airports or whatever, and it's like, oh, yeah, and I get to have quick conversations sometimes with people. I was in Vegas. This was like last year, one of my Vegas trips, like last year. Ant will tell you, Ant from RBE. I walked past a supporter, and I probably stayed with him and had a conversation with him for about 45 minutes. Now I'm on vacation. I'm in Vegas, nighttime. I was going to like a little outdoor spot. My man Ant had called me, "Where you at?" And I was like, "Yo, wherever it is, keep walking down the strip, and yo, we'll bump into each other." Ant comes around the corner and sees me and the supporter talking. We was already there for like 20 plus minutes, and then talk for another 20 plus minutes. And Ant is there, just like you know him, and I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, homie, if you ever see this video and you're him, shoot me a DM on IG or something. You know what I'm saying? Um, but a shit like that, that is just is dope. Is dope. And if I tried to round off the top three, I'll think about it, but I promise you it has nothing to do with money. I swear on everything in my life. It's out top three does not include money, you know, as far as the dopest things that come from RBE for me. Because whatever money you think I've made from RBE, times that by a million, and that's what I made without battle rap. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I'm just like, it's one of many reasons why I just like, yo, I like the way I retired. Let me leave it there. I never had a financial obligation to battle rap. If I did, I'd probably still be doing it, trying to pay my bills with it. I never did. I never did. So it gave me my flexibility. It further empowered me to stand the way I stand, not have to try to force relationships and all that type of shit. And also enabled me to retire when I wanted to retire on my terms. You know, so it's not money. The money that I made, you know what I'm saying, at RBE at times, dope. I'll never, but it ain't top three. I promise you. If I had to say the third, then it's coming to me right now. The third one is being able to work with people I really, really fuck with. That definitely doesn't include all the battlers that I work with, right? Some of them I genuinely fuck with. Like getting an opportunity to call Hitman and be like, yo, I want to offer you this. So well, let's make this work. And he does a lot for me in RBE as well. Is dope. Being able to call Rosenberg Raw and be like, yo, we got the Charlie Clips thing. It's time. Your first million view battle, right? Is dope. When Arsenal signed this contract for Show Off, and Show Off, me and Show Off was walking away, and Show Off was like, yo, I got Arsenal at that point in his career. Is dope. Being able to call Math and be like, yo, you ready? I got Hollow. And he was like, bullshit. He'll never battle me. I'm like, no, we're good to go. And Math is like, make him sign the contract before he changes his mind. I'm like, no, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these guys, yo, Jims, Sirius Jones, you ready? What? Sirius Jones. You know, it is that was so dope to be able to do. Um, and then you got my friends and family. You know, you got Shata, right? That's my brother. To start a company with your brother, don't get too much doper than that. You know what I mean? You got sandbox people like my man Mech that came in as one of my first cameramen. You know, as somebody I came up with, went to school with and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Ant, one of my closest friends to this day. He came in and he added to RBE. You got people like Dr. God. I just posted on my Instagram. Shout out to Dr. God. I went into Tampa to hang out with him and his family. And because he knew that we were coming in, he rented us a yacht. All he told me was Saturday, leave that full day open. I was just like, okay. He never told me what it was about. Even the night before, we was at his crib hanging out, watching the game. Oh, was it? Was the game on that night? But anyway, Friday night we was at his crib, chilling, getting drunk, all having a great time. Bunch of people over, kicking back, catching up, and all that type of shit. And he's like, "Yeah, tomorrow, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Can I wear sweats?" And he was like, "No, no, no, no." He wouldn't even. I didn't. I had no clue. I was gonna show up like in a regular outfit and shit. And then we drive over there. We pull up. All of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh, we pulling up to the docks." And then 5 minutes later, the yacht pulls in. I'm just like, "This motherfucker, man." This is a guy that worked with RBE. It's one of my brothers, Dr. Guy, one of my brothers. You know what I'm saying? So getting to work with my peoples, break bread with my peoples. Um, my brother came up a street nigga, Shata. He's way more settled down this part of his life, but he came up a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? He came up a certain way, moving a certain way. And even like from like max out one, knowing that he was there day one, the type of check I was able to pass along to my brother and say, this is what we just made. For him, he was taken aback. You know what I'm saying? You know how dope that is? It's like to be able to hand your brother a check like that. Your brother. Right? Those are the three. Those are the three, y'all. Thank you for inspiring those thoughts, KX. Let me swoop back to the supers. What's good, homie? One of my guys in the building. Not a BR question since I know my RBE history. Yeah, this gentleman put the RBE documentary together, and I don't know if anybody other than maybe Netflix could have done it any better. And even they would have done it as good. History. Top 3 things to invest in for financial freedom. Also, you made a cameo in my latest drop, homie. Oh yeah. Oh, shout out to the cameos. I'm gonna check that. Did I see it? Is it Danny Maja? I'm gonna go to your channel. I'm gonna go to your channel. Um, Top 3 investments. Shit, how is real estate not? I did so well with real estate. In certain points in my life, rolling equity into the next properties, and even right now, the type of money that I'm putting into my home, and I've already put into my home, I can get that value back. It's not just the comps in my neighborhood. My list price would also include my upgrades. I've never really been in that buying and flipping shit. I liked more the landlord side of things where you're building up equity. I like long plays. How do you get past real estate as an investment? I've never been too huge on stocks and bonds, so I can't speak on that. I know a lot of people are into stocks. Um, some of my homies are well into stocks. Is Ann into stocks heavy? I think he is. I think my man Aaron is too. Some of my people's, made some good investments. I haven't gotten into that game really, so I really can't speak on it. Um, those that would still be 2. A third one is content, right? In all forms. It's just a content-driven world. The power of social media, these different platforms, streaming companies. UMG is worth like what, 50 plus billion, right? Content, man. Content, audio, musical, visual, comedic, hip hop, political, religious. There's 50,000 lanes of content. You can tell when something is providing a lot of opportunity because everybody does it at the same time. And there's so many content creators, there's so many podcasters, there's people that transition to content. You can't convince me ever that Joe Budden made more money in his musical career than he did in his content era of his career. Same thing with Gilly, right? Gilly was making multi-million-dollar deals and all that type of money that he's making now. Back then, no. Fat Joe, Fat Joe was always very respected and has some classic albums, and he put his stain into hip hop 1000%. But he outside of like some big singles that maybe he was on, things with like DJ Khaled and what songs with Lil Wayne and stuff like that. I don't know of a Fat Joe album that just, you know, crashed and we could from the outside looking in, oh, there goes his get rich or die trying moment. That nigga just made $10 million off of that. And I don't see that for Fat Joe's music career. He may have been making more money in all these different endorsements, deals and sponsorship deals and content, and it's brought new opportunities his way, right? You see Jadakiss. Everybody says Jadakiss, top 5, dead or alive. What did he just move into? The content space, being a podcaster. Look at Cam and Mace. They have extended their careers. Cam is up there laughing and joking every fucking day. Why? Because he's happy. You could see when somebody is enjoying their life. When somebody's just miserable and always negative or whatever, they're not happy. They're not enjoying their life. Cameron is fucking happy, man. You can even see the way he goes back and forth with Jim. The nigga's happy, you know? Um, so content has provided a lot of security, a lot of transitions for people. It extends a lot of careers, real estate, stocks and bonds, content worlds. Those might be three of the most heated ones in my lifetime, I think. So there you go. What do we got here? Shout out to Big Yella in the building. Big Yella says, "What's one regret you have as a league owner? If it's something you can share, of course." Let me try to give you a good answer. Try to give you because there's I'm not perfect, man. So there's probably a bunch of things that I wouldn't mind changing, but one regret. I want to see try to think of a good one, a real good regret. A real good regret. Hmm. I'm glad this isn't easy because I'm so like did it my way. Like one regret, man. Damn. I could have had a I could have had a better relationship with Hef before he passed away. Um it's nothing that I'm wearing on my shoulder because it's our fallout was around the ideas that he had in RBE that I didn't agree with, right? Um that was even what created part of what created RBE, and Hef knows that more than anybody else because Hef and I were both partners within Battle Rap Media, which was Star's company. And for those that know the story, Rap Redux knows the story. He's in here. When I was with Star from Battle Rap Media, there was a couple pivotal moments where I couldn't do the things that I believed in, and I shouldn't have been able to because you don't have the final say when you're not the final boss and you're not the owner. I could be superseded. I could say, I don't want us to try to do QB versus Math. I want us to do Math versus Swave. Math is coming off of the incident with Sirius Jones. We can't put him in there with a female. I understand what you're pushing QB and promoting her products and everything, and that's your go-to. But yeah, I got a different battle rap mind, and it's cool. People have differences of opinions, right? And now when I was in that seat, there's ideas that came to me that I said no to. It's not the easiest thing to be the boss or the leader. You have to make the easy as well as the tough decisions. And have had some ideas that I didn't back, right? One of them he did on his own, and I want to give him a lot of love and salute to that. He had the concept called Battleship, where he rented a boat out of Manhattan, I believe. He did a bunch of them, bunch of those cards, and he went out into the water and he did his battles on the boat. When he brought that idea to me, I didn't like it. Right? I was like, you know, and those were the clashes that we were having. And he was like me in that if you don't believe in me, watch me go do it on my own. That was kind of like me with Star, right? And he showed me that as well. Like, you don't believe in me or you don't believe in my ideas, watch me go do it on my own. And he did, right? So I take it back when I say I wish we had a better relationship because I almost forgot we had a classic moment where I brought him out on stage because we had a fallout. We did a couple blogs on each other, dissing each other at that time. He did one on me. I did one on him. Yeah, they might still be on the channel. I don't even know. I don't even remember. But we got back to talking again, and then I brought him out during an event on stage, and it was just like, look, y'all, me and Hef is good. So I take it back. That moment is dope that we was able to publicly reconcile and show the fans that me and him is still good. But rest in peace to Hef. That was something that came to. All right. Let me see if there's another one, a regret. Yeah, I got to take back that regret because I almost forgot how much we even publicly rekindled. So, yeah, I take that one back. That's not a regret. I take it back. I'm doing this live. My bad. I take it back. Yo, I'm really going. I'm so do it my way. Don't want to change too much. um, I don't want to rush, man, because that's what this type of stream is about. It's about y'all. Fuck. Should I have just did Lux and Hitman even though I was retired? um Shit, man. I don't know, man. I might have had a couple main events that I over invested in. Everybody takes their losses though. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. I'll keep thinking. I swear to God, it's tough. I'm trying to give a good one, but it's tough. It's tough. I don't have too many RBE regrets. I don't. Jay says, have you ever had a BR, a battle rapper, get mad at you for reacting to their opponent's bars after them? If so, how did you feel about it? I hope I did it. I know I had some crazy reactions on stage. I'll use one of my closest homies from battle. I'll use Show Off. It's such a fucking crazy haymaker ball that Rosenberg hit Show Off with at Max Out One in that big room. You know that, damn, what the was he showing? And if you see me, I ducked off my head and I spun laughing and shit. Like I did that with the bar Big K hit JC with as well, when he was just like, show him his wait, no, not the True Religion ball, but the third round where he was going crazy on JC, but it was a bunch of like you're a baby jokes. And I think he was saying shit like you would get beat up by like a third grade. I don't know, like when you walk past when you walk past the elementary school, they mean mug you and shit. It was some of the funniest shit K was saying to fucking JC in the third round. I couldn't help it. Some people might think maybe I should have took back the one with Arsenal because at the end of the day I was a league owner, but that was an early league owner. And I did a stream on that recently. It's talking about the Show Off and Arsenal setup and how I felt like, yo, Ars, did you set me up? You know what I'm saying? So I don't really take that one back. Me and Ars is so cool, right? That's my homie right now. I don't remember anybody ever telling me, yo, man, I didn't like the way you. The only person I think slightly feels a way about my reaction would be Rosenberg. Because when Charlie Clips did that third round, I think if you're Rosenberg or if you're a battle rapper, you probably feel ARP, when you reach into your pocket and you pull out your phone, you significantly add to Clips's angle or the round, especially being that I'm not going to answer his verbal questions. So when he goes, is the text message, did you read it? And I'm sitting there stone face, everybody's going to interpret that as a cosign, whether I read a text message one direction or another direction, right? So I'm pretty sure Rosenberg might be the only one I think might feel a way about my type of reaction during the battle. And I could understand Froze feeling that way, man, but curiosity just killed the cat. I know Froze and like bros have done funny streams with like Avocado on Ruin Your Days platform, doing jokes like I think this is a setup, or I think ARP is in on it. I swear on everything I love. Clips is too tactical to warn me of something like that. He's too tactical. He's very clever. Um, Clips did that in a way that he trapped me. Oh, Red trapped me good as well with his show off battle. He trapped me. It was a good trap, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, no, I never set up Hollow when he battled Matt for that third round. Um, I didn't know that those guys were coming on stage, and technically, that's part of Matt's performance anyway, right? I don't have none of my contracts against that, but no, I had nothing to do with that with Hollow. No, I didn't know about Clips' third round before the shit. Um, what's another conspiracy? I did a whole blog breaking down the third round, or that round where Old Red did that setup about show of being a contract battle rapper, which he is not, which he never was. I never signed a show of contract ever. Um, so there's a couple of those, but they are just conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so show off probably felt the way of that reaction. Clips probably felt the way of my reaction. Um, I don't know. Did Big K really want me to take that paperwork when he offered it to me? And I said, nah, man, I gotta chill. I'm just hosting. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a classic shit moments, man. Um, Sassy says, great transition from battle rap to podcasting. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Sassy. The podcast shall be brick by brick. I can't wait to see what the podcast is 10 years from now. The same way I'm very, very proud of what RBE became in 10 years. I cannot wait to see what it looks like 10 years from now. I'm a stove cooker. I'm not a microwave person. I don't have an ego. Anything worth building is built. Chad L, shout out to everybody in the supers, man. I got to prioritize y'all. Then I'm going to prioritize the members as far as the questions. What's your thoughts on Marvelous and I'm Spoken as South Carolina battle rappers? Wish I could have saw them in a blue room. So Marvelous, somebody that Winged and Lawrence was bringing in a bunch, and the same thing with I Am Spoken. These guys, they did very well. They did well. They're talented. I don't think I got the opportunity to ever see them in big matchups, right? But yeah, we did see some of the brick battles, and I'm glad that we got the opportunity to work together and get them on the channel. And yeah, it's there, part of our legacy. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of potential in those guys. There's a lot of potential in a lot of the battle rappers that were involved in the bricks. I'm glad to see Remedy Loco's name popping up right now. I think he's always been a star. You know, I think he's always been a star. I want to see Remedy Loco versus Active in a full circle. That's one. Nobody take that battle, man. Nobody take Remedy Loco versus Active, right? That's my idea. I could see King of the Dot wanting to do that battle, right? Nah, Loco. If somebody call you for that battle, tap in with me. I got Avo and Ruin Your Day in the building. Says, what are your thoughts on coming back to save battle rap, you freaking jerk? Did you miss the first time I answered that question on today's stream? Yeah, you came in after. You know what? Well, there's a million things I could say that save battle rap. How contradictory would it be if I was one of the big voices of we need multiple 10 plus years ago? If that was my voice 10 plus years ago, and I said, you need this league, this league, this league, and that league because this one has these ideas. This one only works with these people. This one, doesn't have the financing. This one isn't creative. And you can go over here and say, Thank you, URL. You're the reason why I got this. Thank you, Chrome. You're the reason why. Thank you, Bags and Bodies. Thank you, RBE. Thank you, King of the Dot. Thank you, Bullpen. Thank you, Battle Academy. Thank you, Trap House. Thank you, We Go Hard. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Guerrilla Warfare, UW, Black Ice Cartel. It's just so many things that would never have been added into the space of battle rap unless some of these people did it, you know? So imagine if I always played that position and then here you go, fast forward in my retirement, I say, I'm the one that's saving battle rap. It's not a solo effort. It never has been. It never has been. It never should have been, and it never should be. I was a guy that was, talking that, hey, be careful of these narratives that might push towards monopolies and or be anti other leagues. Be careful of those narratives, people. I was that guy. I always believed in the multiple things on the deck feeding the fans. Everybody's got their turns. I might get on the phone with this league. When you up? When you going? Boom. Hey, can I do this matchup? Hey, you got a problem if I book this person? Hey, John Doe, I'm finna bring Clean over to Battle Gyms. Hey, Rem, what's your date? Hey, Ganic, I'm finna use your pay-per-view and for my Bill Collector versus Hitman card. Hey, ARP, can I use this footage for a trailer? Lush called me one time and offered me the footage of a Mac Myron battle because Mac at the time was so loyal to me. He was telling league owners that if I rock with you, ARP got to get involved. And Lush called me. He was like, yeah, how do we work this out? And I was like, work what out? I was like, oh, that's Mac being Mac. Shout out to Mac. But nah, man, that's your footage. I just got that call 2 days ago from Mickey Fax. Mickey Fax called me. There's a battle that he might be getting booked for. I can't say it. And it's something that was contractually discussed between he and I. So him just being a good dude, not just being solid as a man, but also being solid in business, he just tapped in. And my attitude was like, man, what? Like, why are you even calling me? I didn't say that, but my mind is just like, nah, do you like shit? I got my popcorn ready to watch it, you know? So, and how could I hold it up? I'm not even the one that is making it happen. The battle may not happen without these other people trying to do it. So it's always been a collective effort, man, and it needs to remain so. No league can do it all. I don't care how financed, how good, how big. Not RBE, not King of the Dot, not URL, not Guerrilla Warfare, not UW, not Black Ice Cartel, not Don't Flop, not Battle America, not Lions Den, not Fight Club, not 106 and nobody could do all of battle rap on their own as far as what the fans want. And if that was the case, it would be a $1 billion industry, right? Because there would have been it's not a shot that I'm taking right now. There would have been a real NBA that was created. I swear to God, it's not a shot. I'm speaking reality now. There would have been a real NFL that was created. And the way that this shit would have been organized and monetized, right? Then we can tune in and say, I'm watching the NFL this weekend. And and throughout the way that the NFL is structured, by the end of the year, leading from the opening kickoff games and preseason games all the way to the Super Bowl, we would get everything that we want to see. We would see Mahomes versus this person and Lamar versus that person and Brady versus this person. We would see it, right? So that's why I turned around and always claimed, oh, no, we the Rucker. I can deliver by calling myself the Rucker. I can't deliver by calling myself the NBA. No league can. It's not a shot. It's not a shot. I'm just staying consistent with the same shit y'all heard me screaming about 12, 11 years ago. There you go, Avo. Appreciate the super G. Coming back to the chat. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom. Shout out to Avo says, I like the different leagues. I know you do. You high-priced bastard. You out here moving like a top-tier battle rapper. You get booked like a top. You get booked like Twerk. I know you like the multiple leads, motherfucker. Nah, Avo's never been a money based money motive. It's not fair for me to say that because some people don't realize my fucking joking and sarcasm. I could tell you one thing about Avo and ruin your day. They've never been money motivated. He deserves to get paid for his quality of work and what he's brought to the game. So he deserves to get paid. There's times where he tries to give me discounts or whatever, and I try to force money in his pocket. Like, oh no, 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 no. Let me, you know what I'm saying? He deserves it. But you can if you're behind the scenes, you know that Avo and the Ruin Your Day team is not money motivated. They really, really do have a love for this. It just comes with compensation. I guess maybe that's the best way I would put it. You know what I'm saying? So um let me scroll up a little bit. Let me catch a couple members. Um uh 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 thank you, Jay, as always. Um ain't no saving, just evolution. That is a cool perspective. It's just yet another cycle of what battle rap is. You have to first define what determines it, because if something needs saving, you have to determine what's dying. So what's dying? Is the money that's being generated dying? The money that's going around dying? Are the views down? Are the opportunities down? Are the sponsorships down? Are the matchups dying off? You have to define what you think was the elements that made battle rap be at its peaks, because battle rap doesn't have, I don't think battle rap is like it had a peak, and then I think battle rap peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. So during all these different peaks and eras and chapters in battle rap, identify the things that brought battle rap to its peaks, and then let's use that criteria to say what's still there, what's missing, what's deficient, what's evolving, and then we go from there. Yeah, shout out to Lust and Style, one of our members, for making a live. Yeah, I've been the mornings, man. So I'm starting to get back in the afternoons a little bit more these days. There will be some more random lives, but the consistent thing is every morning, 7 days a week. 7 days a week unless I'm out of town. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it's been. So I'm glad to have gotten that consistent for y'all. RBE equals MLK and URL equals Malcolm X. If only I can be the mediator. You think I come off like Martin Luther King? If I had a dream type style, then you would be saying then URL is by any means necessary. How do you want me to interpret URL being any means necessary? No comment. Let me find some other dope questions that I see. Um, I was supposed to be playing a video in between questions, but it's moving and I'm trying to keep up with it. What's up, chat? There was some good ones so far. Do you believe equals I had a dream? Yeah, I gotta remind y'all. For anybody that's out the loop, I hope that that's far and few. You do know that the "Do You Believe" comes from Believe Music Hall, right? And then in Believe Music Hall, you can't see it on the cameras, but there's a big wall that says the word "believe" on it. And then you got the doubters that I feel have always an element within RBE. It's an element with a lot of leagues. You have doubters and detractors, haters, people that don't want to see you win, and you bundle that up as a bar. And as we're unfolding this epic event, I'm shouting, "Do you believe?" And like I say to this day, I just said it too many times. I didn't need to make it a sound effect or like a punchline in a building. I think I only said it once during Max Out 3. I think the only time I said "Do you believe" in Max Out 3 might have been after A Ward's Glock 40 on your bitch ass. I think I said it one time. I think. Um, and was the Glock 40 on your bitch ass, was that the only RBE chant of Max Out 3? A Ward might be the only Do You Believe and the only RBE chat of my last event. Shout out to A Ward. Yeah, okay. Yeah, me too, Avo. I swear to God, I might get it inked. Yeah, I'm gonna get Do You Believe inked. I claim it. I don't run from it. I tell y'all all the time. I said it too many times. I laugh at my damn self for that shit. I watched some of that footage and I used to cringe. Like, damn, why you keep saying that? You saying it too much? Hey, shut up. But I claim it. It's all good. Thank you, homie. I appreciate it. Salute ARP. We miss RBE with you at the helm. Respectfully and salute. Thank you, homie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna get Do You Believe inked. I'm gonna get Do You Believe inked. I see a bunch of statements. Well, I'm gonna keep looking out for some dope questions. Don't vibe out so much that y'all forget to ask questions, y'all. You know what? Let me play my video then. Let me play my video in the meantime, and then I'll keep pausing it now like I was supposed to be. This is the random one that I picked.
If any of you.
Nah, let me tell you why I gotta replay this. I don't know if Avo is still here. Avo, did you see the trailer in the beginning of the full stream Max Out 3 event, the full event that was just released like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago? That is one of my favorite trailers of all time. I can't ever do what Avocado does. But this trailer right here, I edited and I made, from the sound effects to the music selections to the clips to the graphics. I edited this trailer right here. I think I did a decent job. I just didn't know it was me. I created this logo screen. I created that. That sound effect, the boom, I put it there. That wind sound effect right there, I added that. This is all me. The heartbeat.
If any of you tired of getting ripped off by guys like that,
yeah, that's a shot. I got to keep it real. That was a shot. That's the Frank White King of New York shot. I own my shot. See, that's one thing. I could say it on stream and stand because I actually said it. I said it to people that I needed to. I even said it to people, to certain people. I was never into throwing rocks and hiding my hand. Right. I got it. I shut up. But this was definitely a shot. Because I gotta claim it. I gotta be real. If any of you are tired of that Frank White shit, you're welcome. You're all welcome. Oh shit. I was on my movie shit in the trailers. Do y'all see how it bleeds into my podcasting style of referencing movies a lot?
if any of you tired of getting ripped off by guys like that, you come with me. I'm at the Plaza Hotel. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
The laugh, everything. Yeah, that's my trailer. This is my shit too, all of it. Coming from you, Avo? Coming from you? Yeah, but all this, imagine if I was capping. I'll be saying that shit with avocado in the chat and turn around and be like, I'm the one that created that shit. I'll be like, oh shit, ARP is cap. Nah, never, ever, 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 ever. There's nobody can stand up in the world and say that they created this right here. This is all these graphics, all of this, sound effects, everything is me. Everything. Damn, QB versus Official is a classic. How did I forget that? I'm about to clip that up. Man.
Blood, sweat, and tears for y'all. Make some noise. We in here. What's up?
All right, some of y'all might be like, nigga, don't cut it off now. And some of y'all might be like, hold on, it's supposed to be an Ask ARP video. All right, so let me come back to the chat for a second just to make sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've had my moments. I had my highs. I've had some lows, some videos that I look back on, especially like I looked at one the other day. It was ORED versus Show Off. Also JC versus somebody. And it kills me watching it because the different cameras in the building have a whole different type of look, and color matching them was insanely difficult. And when, you know, like you pan from the close-up shots to like the wide shots, the color of the video, it was impossible for me to get the coloring lined up well, you know. And you start working with like a Ruin Your Day, and all of a sudden they got all their cameras look the same. They bring the same equipment for every shot and all this type of shit. You get a red camera, you get a red camera, you get a red camera angle type shit. You know, you really start to see the difference. If you're in the production and the editing side of things, you catch stuff like that. You know, there's like small stuff like the Ill Will versus Show Off battle. I lost my mind for that battle because it was such an important matchup to me. And one of the cameras, the footage got corrupted. So there's like there's like the front shot, and there's on one side of the stage, but we couldn't switch to the other side of the stage when it was the other battlers round. And, you know, unless I told you and you watched the battle, you wouldn't really realize it. But me editing that bitch, I was furious. I almost killed my man Jay Science for that. I'm like, what do you mean corrupted? Like, I wanted to kill him over that matchup. But me being on the editing side is what makes me take a humble seat, because I know there's a lot of imperfections in the footage, the shooting, certain battles, audio. You want to know what battle has audio issues while I'm here keeping 1,000? Now, this one wasn't on me. All right. This one's on Avocado. Pat Stay versus Danny Myers. Pat Stay even hit me up after that battle dropped. He was like, yo, what happened with the audio? I was like, I don't know what happened, man. I'm ratting out Avo. It's Avo, man. Go talk to Avo. But it happens. Sometimes audio, sometimes somebody kicks out a cable, sometimes footage gets corrupted, sometimes footage is lost, deleted on accident, sometimes the color grading is done poorly, sometimes the overall editing is bad. There's so much that can change the quality of that final product. One thing that I did a lot too, I edited to the action, and I'm not the only person that does it, but I take pride in being somebody early on. I didn't really see that too much. I would edit to the action. So if somebody was doing a sound effect in their shit, you know what I'm saying, I would edit to it. You know, if somebody turned and like they was going to punch their opponents in the face, I would edit to it, and it would flash real quick to that action moment. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time editing our battles. Like, me and Shata would be on the phone sometimes. He'd be like, yo, when a battle drop, and I'd be like, shit, I hope to get the edit finished by the time this weekend is done. You know, there's a lot lining up the audio and the footage, and then creating the trailers or the like the intro custom videos that I would do per battle and all that. I would create all of that, every battle within the card. And some of y'all would complain. I put all them hours of working, and they'd be like, yo, why was the intro so long? I'm like, motherfucker, You know how much editing I did to give y'all all this fucking content? You bastards had the nerve to ask why the fucking intro is so long. I hate y'all. But I take a humble position because I know how much dope shit we were able to pull off, but also there's some lows on the channel. There definitely are. You know, it's part of the game. My bad. Before I go back, let me just scroll down real quick. You are not a dummy. As you grow, your vision grows. Do you want to get back into it? No, sir. Editing will always be with me, but battle rap, nah. Full circles, uh, now what cards, and supporting of other platforms. I don't believe Verb when he tells you stuff like I'm behind bags and bodies, or if I wanted to do battle rap pay per view events, nobody's making me hide. What am I hiding my money from like why? I don't need to hide my activity. I tell y'all flat out about some of the battles I want to do still, right? I don't need to funnel my money into bags and bodies, or and Hitman got to his face off with was it Geechee Gotti? And he put $100,000 of his own money on the fucking table at the face off before the stream cut on. That's his money. The guy could fucking afford his own events. Why the fuck is Aver, why are you blaming me, or not blaming? Why are you putting that on my jacket? I understand y'all got y'all back and forth and y'all doing y'all narratives, and I'm not trying to jump in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all thing. You know what I mean? But I never put a red cent into bags and bodies, man. Like you can't claim to be so honesty filled and then say something that is untrue. You know, and anyway, y'all. Maybe it's just promo between Hitman and Verb. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. Uh, I used to always off the top of the beat before the battle. Full circle, JC versus Easy would be dope. I see up here. That is a dope matchup. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to JC. We have our history, and we made a lot of classics. And I released the JC video the other day. It was a collage video. Now, if you see the collage videos that we've been putting, I just dropped one to show off like yesterday or 2 days ago. All the battle rap clips that have been going up, and you see recently they're like 20, 15, 20 minutes, 10 minutes plus. I dropped one to Daylight, I dropped one to JC. I think I dropped Jay Murders already. I got one coming for Big Cannon. I'll probably have a Jim's one coming. I just dropped show offs, like I said. I didn't re-edit those. That exact edit that I dropped, we released in the past when I did the whole King of RBE series leading up into the Get Back event. That was one of the promo things that I did. Who's the king of RBE? So when you see any of those clips in the beginning of the videos, or you see JC like, yo, RBE is my second home, I didn't edit that just now and drop that now as a shot. If you go back and you click the original release of that same video, which is on our channel, it's still there. You'll play the exact same edit, exact same, down to the second. I didn't change it, you know. So when I re-upped it the other day, it reminded me like, yeah, this is how me and JC used to carry it. And JC's up there like, yeah, it's my second home and all that. You know, like we put in work, man, and we carried the torch. You know, so I appreciate JC. You know, we had our disagreements towards the end of us working together for obvious reasons. But I'm so over and past all of that. I only look at JC as far as what we did in that type of movement. You know, there's a lot of battlers that say things like, you know, this person wasn't interested in me until RBE worked with me. And, you know, I never hid that, but other people did. I've seen people say stuff like that even recently. And JC has videos talking about, you know, how he felt disrespected. And niggas didn't respect his style, and said that he was boring, or he was this and he's that. He'd never be all those things. And I just had different ideas towards working with him. A JC, a Big Cannon, you know, these bar heavy type of guys. Um, Here's a fact for you. I was literally on the phone with Norbs a couple of days ago. And you know what he told me out of his own? I already knew it. You know, bloggers told me this already. So I already knew it. But for him to say it and confirm it, and shout out to Norbs. Norbs told me flat out, he said, Born Legacy was supposed to replace what you were doing with Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He said that's what it was created for. That's what Norbs told me on the phone a couple of days ago. Now, once again, I already knew this because bloggers that talk to certain people that know what's going on, but they told me back then. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to see it in the style of Born Legacy. I was able to see it. You know, a good chess move. But for Norbs to flat out tell me like, yeah, that's what Born Legacy was meant to do. Like, and I was like, I knew, but to hear it, it does hit a little different. So I say that to say there was a bunch of confirmed. I don't need to say allegedly for it because I got it from the source. Um, you know, differences of how to work with certain people. I may have looked at another league and said, "Oh, okay, it's dope how you put B Dot versus Danny Myers. That's the setup and that's the style that maybe would be crazy if I had my own idea to it. Nothing new under the sun. I don't got too much ego to admit it. There's a lot of other people that had the same inspiration from RBE. Like, oh wait, these small room and these type of matchup styles with like a big cannon or a JC or these people. Oh, it does work. Oh, this is how you. Oh, it's if you do it like okay, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just we all just gotta own up to it. So thank you, Norbs, for keeping it 1,000 with me. Um, would be cool to remaster some of those older joints, match color grade, master audio better. I never thought of that, man. You can do that, Avo. You can remaster them. Why not? They do that with VHS movies, right? Re-release the 4K version, the 8K versions of some of these VHS movies and shit. Yo, Avo, I might have to send you some of the raw files of some of our old throwback classics, like let's say like a Daylight and Oops. Oh, we might be the first platform from a league standpoint to drop a remaster. Are we? Would we be? I don't care if we wouldn't be. Fuck it. But imagine I re-upload. The title says Daylight versus Oops remastered. Description remastered by Ruin Your Day in 8K. Oh, you see, you throw that little idea out there, man. Now I'm running, Avo. Yeah, we gotta do that. I gotta remaster some of our classics. Yeah, this nigga Avo's trying to own the channel for real, for real. He's like, man, even the bad stuff, I'm putting my stamp on. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. What's this one? Shout out to our member, Lesson Style says, did you ever just put that beat in the intro out? Always thought it was fire. Would use it in the gym. Nah, but because there's no lyrics over it, people could rip it. I don't. If you put it on YouTube, our content ID is gonna pick up on it, and it might get flagged out in the YouTube world. But there's no audio. I mean, no lyrics on top of it. So technically, it could be ripped off one of the battles, looped for as long as somebody would want it to be. So if you wanted to rip it off of one of the battles, put it in your own editor, loop it out so that it runs for 10 minutes, and put it in your playlist and run it in the gym, by all means, please do so. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do that. Um, it is a dope joint. Let me get back to playing it for a second since you said that.
Next up, y'all see what it is. Artist on my right, talk to the people. Who you be?
What up, RBE?
What up?
Poppin'.
Yeah. Make some noise for me.
Yo, do you notice that many battle rappers took the RBE stage and would address the crowd as RBE? This is when you know your identity is known to the battle rap world. When you have your own identity. Like that happens so many times with so many battlers address the crowd as RBE. Like, that's dope.
Make some noise, you want. Make some noise for Serious Jones. I'm gonna start this shit. What's up?
See, me trying to stick up for Serious Jones' debut, with knowing that the whole building knows that Jims is an RBE guy. I try to keep it fair in the building, man. Try to use my little influence to keep this shit even, man. Let the winner be the winner.
All right, thank you. Artists on my left, talk to the people. What's up?
It's your boy Jims, man. This nigga's dirty. Queens, New York.
Avocado might have been one of the people to teach me about a cameraman being inside one of the shots. So this is my man Mech from the Sandbox, one of my closest friends. And him being in the shot, people don't think about it watching the video, but me being on the editing and production side, this pisses me off, to be honest, you know? But that's early RBE production of us just trying to make it happen, man, and getting better with time.
Make some noise for Jim. All right, let's go. Hold on. Point play. Who's cool?
Both sides. Let's go.
Battle rap fans know who this is. This person right here, in between Serious Jones' arms. Battle rap fans that go all the way back know who this is. I'll leave it up to the chat.
All right, heads on Serious.
Ooh, the Biggie socks with the 12 J's. Do y'all know that? Here's one. I don't got the ego, people. I'll tell y'all a true story. You know why I wore these J's? When I was going back and forth with Jay Black, once again, our back and forth, our blogger mini war was calculated and pure entertainment. Behind the scenes, he and I was like laughing and joking. We had a conversation about it and shit. But we had a very entertaining blog war for y'all, me and Jay Black. And one of my blogs towards him, I pulled out a bunch of sneakers. And after I showed him on camera and I was saying, let me see what I'm going to wear to the next Blood, Sweat, and Tears event. I showed him and I threw him to the side. And this was one of the pairs that I brought out. I said, I might wear these for Blood, Sweat, and Tears coming up in a couple weeks. Then I threw them. Another pair that I pulled out was Rihanna's Fenty sneakers, which were fucking unisex, right? But they were more popular with the women, I admit. But I fucked with them. And they were sold out. And I ordered a pair online for like $700. And I bought those on camera. And I said, I might wear these. I don't care if they Rihanna's shoes or Fenty sneakers. I like them. I don't give a shit. And then I threw them. And there, Jay Black found his angle. When I said that, and when I brought those sneakers up, he said, ding, gotcha. Okay. And his blog focused in on the sneakers. And he put laughing sound effects in his blog of a bunch of people clowning me for wearing what some people would say, those are girl sneakers, right? And he fucking roasted me with it. He roasted me with it. So he took that pair of sneakers off the table as an option for me to wear at the event. Make sure y'all timestamp this right now. And at Jay Black, he took that option off the table. I said, if they're going to clown me about those fucking sneakers in my blog, there's no way I could put those on at the event. Yep, let's go with the 12s. I'm good. So shout out to Jay Black, man. He caught a dope angle with that one, man. We had such a funny ass classic back and forth. I got blog battles that's more entertaining than some of y'all niggas shit, man. No lie.
All right, first round is on Jim. Hold on 1 second.
Mac, what are you walking across the footage for? You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
It's because he didn't know who was going to win the coin toss. And instead of having two cameramen, one on each side, this is what you call saving money and budgeting. You have one cameraman that's going to do the side angle, and in between rounds, he just switches sides. Early RVE, man. I'm keeping it 1,000.
Let's go.
Whenever you're ready, let's go.
So smack through his event on our same damn night.
Everybody thinks that the first time that happened was Genesis. No. With Geechee versus Twerk, the launch of Caffeine, and then we did the return of 40 Cal versus Ill Will. Nah, it's happened like 3-4 times with us. You know what I'm saying? And the culture ate it up. And that time, so did RBE and URL. That's a dope jersey hat combo, by the way. You see me? I'm egging it on right there. Fuck it. Embrace it. You know, the competitive stuff I always embraced. It was the behind the scenes stuff I never fucked with. you know. But the competitive stuff, I always 40 Cal will tell you to this day. Rosenberg Raw was one of them. 40 Cal was one of them. These are guys that called me and said, "Yo, man, it's caffeine shit. Drake just tweeted it. Drake is promoting it. Word is they about to have billboards all up and down 285 highway. They got Twerk versus Geechee. This caffeine thing got people going crazy. It looks like it's free. Wait. Guys, they're doing it in Atlanta. Fellas, they're doing it 20 minutes, 15 minutes from where we are in Atlanta. Froze, 40 Cal. 40 Cal, this is his return bout it. He was confident. You know, when we booked him and shit, they called me and said, "Yo, ARP, man, I understand what's happening, but you sure we don't just want to change our date to a different weekend?" I said, "Fuck no. You can't ever let somebody feel like they got your lunch milk because they're gonna come back for it tomorrow." My thing was the 300 style. Even if we lose, you gotta show Xerxes that he can bleed, right? You gotta show Xerxes that he can bleed, win or lose. So we ain't going nowhere. And some of these niggas looked at me like, "All right, ARP, man, hope you know what you're doing." And it's not like I knew what the outcome was going to be. It's just you got to stand sturdy in the form of competition, right? You got to stand there. Ain't getting off the court. We're going to play. You know, I could take my wins. I could take my losses. We won the weekend. You know, you had the incident with Norbs. Didn't look good. You had a bunch of choking in the main event. Twerk versus Geechee. It was their first time streaming, so they didn't know how to handle, I guess, the turnout and the bandwidth. A bunch of bad streaming and freezing, I heard, or whatever. On our side, 40 Cal fucking held his ground versus Ill Will. He had a good performance. He had the whole battle rap world buzzing because he did that wild ass angle versus Ill Will in the third round, pulling out the iPad and all that type of shit. You had the Big K versus ID Boom first round, and the paperwork starting to go around, and yeah, you know, so we won that. We won the night, you know, but going in, we was getting our ass kicked. I ain't gonna lie, but I just had to stand firm. You know, it was what it was. It's competition.
And his headliner is Gun Titles versus NWX now. Ain't all right? Oh, cool. We ain't stressed, bro. We ain't tight. Just compare Smack to Jordan selling retros. Because he got the fans online waiting to buy the same shit twice.
I just now noticed that he does that punchline. He didn't know I was going to be wearing a Jordan jersey. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that in the past. This was one of the biggest selling points of Chim's. His charisma, his stage presence. He had the comfort levels of a top tier on stage. You know, like look at this guy. Like, who the fuck does he think he is? A Mount Rushmore? Look at him.
But for you, I got a question. Because this is something I can't get right. How the fuck are you from Fight Club and can't fight? We really don't have to tonight. Because I'll let the Mac off. Hit you and air your mans. No backwash. Yeah, y'all can share the can. See, the rich block is the zone where we making bands. Savage haircuts at nursing homes. I'm shaving brands. Meanwhile, everybody doing all this fake shit just to make a couple fans. Well, I can't relate, kid. Because I grew up in the era of my name, Shane Davis, and my Thunderbolts.
Bam! I'm going to actually, when I come back to this video, I'm going to go to Sirius Jones' second round too. His second round, from what I remember, was stupid. What's this one from our member? SM, what's good? He said, man, ARP making me remember when I did a news production in the Pentagon News Channel as a teen, going in and out of the commercials, changing cameras, etc. Sheesh, almost 20 years ago. Memories. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What am I missing from the super side? The last one was when Avo called me a jerk for not coming back. Will you create a schedule for the 1 hour, but for the 1 hour versus 2 hour streams? So we had a schedule. It was 6 a.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays and Sundays was just mornings without a set exact time. I moved off of the 6 a.m. Because I needed the ability sometimes to start earlier. And I also needed the ability to get the first stream done and then have as much of the day ready to go as the follow-up clips started to be uploaded. Because it's not good for YouTube practice and management to just drop your videos a mile a minute. You got to have a little bit of space between them, or you should, unless I get to like if you're a channel that gets to like a billion subscribers and your fan base is just so crazy, it doesn't matter. You could drop a video every 5 minutes and just who cares? Like your subscribers is that strong on your on the channel. It's different, right? But this channel relies on both. It's almost 470,000 subscribers, right? But not all 470,000 subscribers on the channel are here for the podcast. For example, there was like 2 months ago, I had a month or an analytic in the month. It said that we gained 3,000 subscribers, but we lost 2,000. So there are some people that are rotating in brand new to the channel, some that are rotating out. And then there's also a crop of fans that know me from battle rap. This is like, oh no, I'm here. Let's see how we're going to transition over. And then also to know that he has so much battle rap knowledge and he still covers battle rap topics. So it's a mixed bag of what the subscribers are on this channel. You know what I'm saying? So said that, the majority of that 470,000 subscribers is not from the Sorry Shoe podcast. It's from the prior 10 years. Okay. So one thing that I have to realize is that the amount of time to bring the pure podcast fan base into this channel, it's just like RBE. It's got to go brick by brick. And that's why I needed to have enough space between the videos until we get to the point where I could drop a mile a minute. And it don't even matter if I go live 5 times a day. No, but if you see me going live 6 times a day, or if you see me do a 8-hour live like academics, I'm fully retired. That means I'm doing nothing but podcasting. And I don't mind. I don't mind 4 or 5 years from now. It's just like, yo, the tracks on this channel is so crazy. I'm getting sponsored deals. The Spotify is through the roof and all this type of shit. And 5, 6 years from now, I'm able to do 7-hour streams. I'll do them, And by then, we would have built up a crazy flow, a crazy following, even expanded line of topics on the channel. We would have moved even deeper into different lanes of coverage. And it's going to take time. So for now, I've had to make changes to continue to bring new people in. Okay. I'm catering to the new viewers just as much, if not more, than the people that already knew me, because I know I have to grow a whole new fan base. Okay. So that's why I cropped the 6 a.m. start time Monday through Friday. And I had to get into a pattern where I'm able to be more flexible with the content to continue to feed the people that already know me or already rock with the podcast, as well as continuing to bring in new people, right? Like I might do a random stream like this, right? Let's say Ask ARP episode 1, which is a little bit more interpersonal. People that know me want to see a video like this, right? This video could do 1,000 views. It's all good, right? But if you see like the featured content at the top of the channel right now, it's a Rodney Hinton Jr. video. It's got like 75,000 views. I probably recorded it like 3 weeks ago, something like that. That's not the subscribers from the podcast. Those are new people. We got like 600 new subscribers from that one video. People say, "Oh, who's this? I like how he covered it. Let me subscribe." No different than my video of covering the XXX Tentacion conspiracy theory involving Drake from the Peekaboo song that Kendrick made, right? That video is over 250,000 views. It's just a typical live stream podcast episode that we did, but it's got more views than a lot of battle rappers ever hit on one video, like 250,000 views for just a regular podcast. I didn't know it was going to catch on like that. That's not the subscribers that hit that video. That's new fans and new eyes that caught on to that video and said, let me see what this is about. And it just continued to roll, that video. So I know my podcasting style will have a solid core fan base. 1,000 views here, 2,000 views there, 3,000, 5,000 views there, maybe 10,000 views there. But when you see us do 30,000, 50,000, 75,000, 250,000 view podcast episodes, those are new viewers. Those are new eyes. So the continued evolution of this podcast is to try to fit both. I have to figure out, and I'm working with Quarter Lab to continue to analyze the analytics and the rolling of the content in the podcast of how to suit everybody. The people that are already familiar with me, the people that have yet to meet us over here. You know, we got to continue to evolve in a way where we grow. All good things shall evolve, all unnecessary things shall face deletion. That's Matrix shit. Creating a schedule for the 1 or 2 hour streams. I will say this. I can anticipate that the weekend streams will always be the longest right now, because I even do things in those streams that I don't do it during the week. Like some of the topics that we do at the end, some of the funny stuff we do at the end, some of the type of clips we play at the end, the movies and the music that we do, review, all that type of stuff at the end. During the week, a majority of the stream focuses on the big topics that we're in the midst of covering. Diddy trial update, Dirk update. Look at this bullshit that just happened between Jim Jones and Cameron. Some battle rap topics mixed in as well. You know the stuff that we cover, hip hop, general news. So just finding these different pockets as we continue to grow is essential. And it's a learning process. There's trial and error, there's learning, there's evolution. And even as we evolve, we meet new people. Okay. When I went to New Orleans for the Super Bowl in February, that was one of the first times I met somebody from the podcasting that didn't know me from RBE. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so used to meeting people out and about in public from RBE. And we was at this event. It was me, my man AB, and my man Ant, and we went to this pre-NFL Super Bowl party. Dope. Like, you had to be on the invite list and everything. A real nice crowd. It was like a house party, but it had like an outdoor section. It was dope. And dude runs up on me. He's like, "Yo, ARP." And my regular reaction, "What's good? What's up, homie?" Shake hands and meet. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Yo, the podcast episode you did, boom, boom, boom." And I'm like kind of waiting to hear something about RBE or something. That's what I've been hearing for 10 plus years. I appreciate the way you carried, or the events you did, or the battle that you put together. When's your next event? When's your next? I'm used to that. 10 plus years of that. This nigga is only talking about the podcast. I'm just having a conversation. I'm like, this nigga don't even know what RBE is. It's like my first time meeting somebody purely from the podcasting. Had no clue about ARP, the battle rap owner. You know what I'm saying? So we're bringing that in to our following, you know? So great question. I appreciate this question. Bear with us as we continue to evolve. One thing that I've guaranteed y'all 7 days a week unless I'm out of town. You know what I'm saying? So that work ethic within itself, shit, you can see my commitment, right? Sean says, appreciate Sean, you the member hopping in, dropping off a $10 super chat. Says, I'm a newish fan, but I'm only 20, so I don't know too much history. And can you please explain the URL on RBE beef? My B, if you covered this, I was late. So it's easy to call it beef. I just am a little bit more old school. The what's beef era, you know, Biggie Smalls type shit. We've seen each other in the past, even in the midst of our feeling differences. Um, we've had conversations. We've had conversations indirectly through people. Um, I'm pretty sure there's people that don't like me, and there's a bunch of people with me and myself that don't like other people as well. But I ain't never had nobody tell me something that made me feel over threatened. I ain't never had nobody walk up to me or call my phone or text me and say, yo, such and such said he gonna do something to you. And I ain't never tell nobody that neither. You know what I'm saying? If I ever would have got physically threatened by, and it's not, forget RBE and URL, that's how I am, period. You threaten me, I change the way I am, the way we are, the way I communicate, the way I talk, the way I move, the way I act. I don't like lingering threats at all. My whole background, people that grew up with me, they know this about me. ARP don't really let threats, like real legitimate physical threats, he don't let them linger. We will spin the block. We will pull over in your fucking hood. We will hop out and we will all walk around the corner and we will brawl 8 deep on each side. This is the type of shit people know me for. We will be in the movie theater. He will walk up on a crop of 20 people. Even if he gets his ass laid out, that nigga ARP is going to fucking ride. Like, niggas know this about me. He'll be in the middle of the club partying. One of his boy Aaron will walk up on him and say, yo, niggas try to play with me over there. And I'll stop dancing and say, we over there. And I'll eat your fucking face. True story. Like, my boys know this about me. You know what I'm saying? They know this about me. I hate lingering threats. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't give off the energy. Let me be whoever you think I am. I don't give off the energy at all. Everybody knows I'm a more laid back person, but that's what I come from as far as real beef. You know what I'm saying? It's a shit that my peoples can tell you, like, oh no, I was there with him. He really did that. He really bust that Yui. He really pulled up. He really ran up on all of them niggas. He really ate that nigga face. Like, he really, you know what I'm saying? So we never had that. And I'm glad we never did. You know what I'm saying? Because that just puts people in the ground, in jail. It makes things, what the fans got out of URL or RBE and the history of it, it's all rooted in just competition. In every entertainment lane, people compete. Eventually, Jay-Z and Nas are gonna clash. Nicki Minaj and fucking Cardi B or whoever is gonna clash. Little Kim and Foxy Brown is gonna clash, and you get it. You know what I'm saying? And you put a sharing of fan base, you involve money, you involve attention. You got battlers. Some battlers will lie to you. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely a lot of battlers that play the middle between both platforms. You tell me, oh, them some fuck niggas. Go over to them and say ARP a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got all types of shit. And it just grew. It just continued to grow. Especially as the platforms grew. URL didn't stop growing when I came in. URL continued to get bigger and bigger as well. And so did we. And you know, there was a time where, you know, there was none of that energy. You know, I told y'all in the past in interviews, like business conversations that me and Beasley had. Like, we had like an hour-long conversation about battle rap, and I was also telling him about my intentions of booking Rain versus Nunu Nels for a battle and all that. Hey, I know that's your homegirl, man. How we gonna work this out? He like, oh, that's your footage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you book it. I'm the same way. That's what I said. That's what I told Lush about the Mac Myron battle, right? It's your battle. You're gonna pay for it, it's yours. You know, Beasley said the same thing to me. You know, I supported them like I did every league. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've taken shots at me before, even in private. Like, oh, he was a fan of us. I was a fan of everybody. You know, you could see me on the URL stage, the King Juice stage, the in Detroit, the King of the Dot, Guerrilla Warfare, Black Ice Cartel. I went to everybody's shit. UW. I was at everybody's shit. Guerrilla Warfare. When we went to Guerrilla Warfare, it was me, Show Off, Shota. Was Jay Science with us? I paid for everybody. Paid everybody ticket. I was like, yo, we out there. We got to Guerrilla Warfare. Gracie was at the front. I paid. Me and Gracie's cool. I'm like, nah, I'm paying, I'm supporting. We flew out, car rental and all that type of shit. Man, everybody's shit. You know what I'm saying? The weekend that me and Flip fought, I wasn't at the day 2 event because I was already booked. The day 2, I left. I got on a flight that I had that morning, and I flew straight to St. Louis to go to the street status event to support Oops. I went from Toronto to St. Louis in one weekend. You know what I'm saying? And then I had another weekend where it was just like I was somewhere for King of the Dot. And then I went straight to UW. And the pictures on my Instagram, you see me with like 4 VIP or stage pass wristbands on my wrist, all from these different events. Like you see like UW, King of the Dot, this league, because there's like 3 events that I went to like in a span of 3 days. And it's on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom. Like my history that I could show, the proof is documented there of who I am and what he was and how he moved. So, I was everywhere, And another thing is I've always been about the best seat possible. I'm the same way with concerts. I told y'all the story the other day. When I went to the Kendrick and the SZA concert, I bought my tickets real early on. And for whatever reason, I forgot the layout of the arena based on how the flow is going to be configured for the concert and what I paid for them. I thought I had great seats. We got there. They was high up in the stands. And I was just like, oh no, this is a Kendrick moment that I really want to see. And before the show started, I was in the building sitting at my original seats and we're on Ticketmaster. And I found some resale tickets that was down on the fucking floor. And I paid like another $1,000+ to switch my seats and get closer. True story. There's a couple weeks ago when I went to the Kendrick and the SZA concert. That's why I always been. I want the best seats possible. Okay. You got a stage pass. I'm buying that. You got a VIP ticket. I'm buying that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here live for the hip hop experience of it. How many times have y'all heard me say over the years, the league on the side of me, I got the best seat in the house. I'm right dead center in the middle of the action of these 2 battlers that I booked, and I can't wait to see what happens. This is why I never listen to bars before battles, because I get to watch this shit in front of me and jump around the fucking stage. When I had an earlier question asked me, like, what battle rapper you think might have been mad at you because your reaction? My reaction is genuine because I'm being a fan right there in the moment. Like, damn, like Old Red is one of the best lyricists in this shit. And I'm listening to this fucker. And I'm just like, you hear what this nigga is saying? This nigga's ridiculous. I was everywhere. And you could see the camera footage of it. You look in the background of Big K versus Illmac, the guy in the fatigue pants, that's me. You look on stage of Triumph versus Demise, the card where Math battled Hitman. And they said Young Ill went crazy when he battled Old Red. Go look at the footage of the pictures when Young Ill and Old Red battled in was that the St. Louis card, right? Who do you see in the very front of the stage? You see me, miraculously, Sue Surf, and Mickey Fax all sitting together laughing about the battle and shit. Leaning over to each other, saying shit in each other's ear and shit, laughing and all that shit. True story. It's right. That one's documented on my Instagram too. The Detroit one, for example, where Daylight started the Don't Do That. I'm there. I'm in the building. You know what I'm saying? When Disaster battles Pat Stay for the title, I'm there on stage, standing behind Disaster. Me and Kayvon. Some of y'all don't even know who Kayvon is. Kayvon was the production guy that used to work with Queen's Flip in the Quiet Room. Some of y'all have no clue what I'm talking about. So URL, I was at their events too. I was everywhere. And being a fan of battle rap, dude, that's for you and me only. A lot of those connections and relationships that I made and my knowledge of battle rap and my fan and my ambition, and then me not being able to do what I wanted to do within battle rap media, and then started my own company, me and Shata. Also being in New York, it wasn't like, who are these niggas that came into New York? Like, it ain't like fucking Alpo going to DC and he's from Harlem and he starts selling work. Like, no, I'm from here. I'm in New York. I'm born and raised. I'm I know that y'all are operating in New York, but I'm a New Yorker for real. I'm born and raised here. I ain't got to go nowhere. So we're both New Yorkers. We're both operating in Manhattan. And it just continued. Then you got the artist involved as well. And I know I answered the New Jersey Twerk question earlier. To be real and be fair, I like to be able to say shit that I know other league owners just won't say. Makes me realer to me. I know people might ask me about, like, let's say, oh, me and Twerk, or sometimes me and Surf, or me and Tay Rock, whoever, like the URL, super URL guys, right? The RBE guys did the same. You just saw how Jim's just started his round. Show off would take his shots. Oops would take his shots. Jims would take his shots. JC took some shots. He wasn't as crazy as Jims and Adi Boom and Oops and Show Off, right? But he took his shots. Big Cannon took his shots. Because it became like okay, bet this is the Yankees and the Boston, is that type of shit, the Yankees and the Braves type of shit, or this is Android and Apple, this is Mercedes and BMW. It just turned into that. And one big difference between RBE and some of the rivalries that predated RBE, like for example, URL and King of the Dot, is the difference in the owner. That's why I say all owners are different. Some of us are better than others in certain areas, and some of us are worse than others in certain areas. But you learn as a battle rap fan to appreciate the differences because it adds to the culture in one form or another. And the difference between the RBE rivalry with URL versus the earlier one of King of the Dot and URL was that I was way more vocal. Organic has always been a guy, he's less confrontational, very smart. He's a pioneer, did a great job, did a ton for the culture, right? Can never take away what Organic and his team and King of the Dot pioneers. But hip hop is rooted in competition. It's an aggressive arena. It's sometimes that's for the better, and sometimes it's for the worse. Like we get classic battles and rivalries out of just pure competition. That's what the Drake and the Kendrick battle was supposed to end there. The lawsuit was never supposed to happen. That was an accidental one, but it was good. You got to admit. But that was the difference between like me and Organic. Organic had just as many problems. Let him tell it privately as I did, or differences of opinions, and but Organic was never vocal. Organic, he would talk to high hell about his issues behind the scenes. That's his method, and that was his way. And me, I was way transparent, and I knew that was one of my weapons, to speak out, because people don't like to be publicly scrutinized. They don't like to be made to look bad. And I was just like, this ain't beef. Hence the way I started answering your question. This ain't beef. We're not trying to shoot at each other, stab each other, fight each other. The only time somebody came into an RBE event and asked a question that is anything remotely close to beef, he left shaken. Like literally. I've never told that story out of integrity. I've never told that story. But the only person that ever walked into an RBE event and moved as if he wanted to confront anybody from RBE on that type of level, he left shaking. Okay. So I never treated it like that. And I just moved with honor and integrity as much as possible. But I was outspoken as shit, and that is going to add to it as well. And then you have other thing, as much as if I could be real enough to say like this is the stuff I did, damn sure I'm gonna say the stuff that other people did. Other people just doing things that I felt was not ethical. I'll say allegedly. Okay. And it just continues. You got shots, you got trailers, you got slogans, you got narratives, you got bookings, you got the battlers chiming in. It's just a lot. And you get 10 years of the biggest rivalry in battle rap history, and it created some good, some bad, some moments, some battles, some events, some storylines. Um, so the history is the history. There's a lot of small details in there to add. That's probably as cool of a summary as I can give it. You know, I think I think it was inevitable though. I do think it was inevitable. Based on the people involved and the people at play and the personalities involved and is the marketing tactics and the market approaches. I think it was inevitable. There was no avoiding it. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all got to eat off of it. The battle is damn sure ate off of it too. Anybody that tells you different won't tell you the whole truth. Okay. Anybody that discounts anything that I just said won't tell you the whole truth. I'm one of the most transparent and honest people that you guys have met in battle rap. I promise you. I be waiting for somebody to call me a liar. I do. I really, really do. And it's not easy to call me a liar because not only can I repeat these stories with a lot of truth and facts, and I can pull on resources and people to co-sign, but I retained a lot of receipts. I had no trust for this shit ever since I got into it with Star. I had no trust for this shit. I have so many receipts, so many shit that I'm not even supposed to have. I have. So I got a lot of shit that people don't know that I have. I got a lot of shit that people forgot that I have. And it'd be like a person that would try to play with me in a certain way that would find out. That would just be like, oh, ARP is a lie. He's this, so boom, boom, whatever. And I'll be like, oh, you didn't know that I knew this, did you? Let me show this to the world. It's like, oh, shit. Why did I play with this guy? Yeah, you gotta pick your battles, man. RBE is forever. I agree. Thank you, Jay. I agree. Hip hop timeline. Oh, we got Reckless. Reckless became a new member. Shout out to you, homie. Welcome to the team. Jay put me on the other day. She called it the green team. I was caught stupid. She said the green team. I said, what's that? She said the members stupid. And I was just like, oh, my bad. Sorry, slow moment. I'm not perfect. Jay was good. Tell the story. Let's get toxic. Which one? The one that I just said? You tried it? Which one? I just told a good, nice, high-level summary story. I just did. It hurts. Can get URL in KOTD collab. Can get an RBE and KOTD collab, but not an RBE and URL. So even the KOTD and RBE stuff, like we collabed on a pay-per-view. Even when they did their deal with Twitch, I signed on to be a judge. We did a lot of support for each other over the years. RBE and King of the Dot, a lot of support. I helped them even. They done things for me too. Like even that pay-per-view situation at the time, that was a big deal. I wanted to go a different route at the time than Rap Grid, and they provided their platform. So I'll never forget how big that was. Mac Myron was going to drop out of their tournament. I kind of saved that. I stepped in. I spoke to Mac Myron. I spoke to Organic. I put them on three-way, and we hashed it all out. Mac Myron was like leading the fucking, you know what I'm saying? They was having their own issues, behind the scenes shit. But I stepped in to like help that. People never forget I gave up my main event, Math versus Red, on my second card so that they can do Math versus Disaster. And when the incident happens, I lost my main event the very next Saturday. We've made sacrifices for each other. Who I am is documented all over the place. But the other collab was never meant to happen. And the way that the history of RBE and URL turned out, I don't think a lot of fans would have wanted it any other way either. because the amount of drama and news and battles and events and storylines, we even impacted the business. Like there's a lot that comes directly and indirectly from that rivalry. And if y'all could do it all over again, that was headline shit. Like y'all enjoyed it. Y'all wouldn't want these two companies to get along and go back and see the butterfly effect of that. There's a lot that's lost. I'm pretty sure there would have been some things to gain, but y'all enjoyed it. Cut it out. ARP has already put out Meet the Grams on battle rappers before. Oh, I want that to stay retired. Now I don't want to do that no more, man. I don't want to do no more. The one where the ball came asking question about beef. Yeah, I think I answered that one, right? You tried. That's the one that we just did, hopefully. Is there any other supers that just came in? All right. So while I get back to this, I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat. Let me go back to this then. Now that I think I caught up with the questions and the supers. Now let me go to Serious Jones second round. Hold on. Serious Jones first round. Jim's second round. I know Jim's heart had to be beaten when the second round comes from Serious Jones because he got into his legend bag, if I remember correctly. It's got to be his second. I'm pretty sure it's a second. Here we go.
It's greatness. It's different. I said, a cage or a grave. That's the only real place for a gangster. That's the realest statement. And I realized the real lies when I was in detainment. See, all these suckers, all they talk about is a sucker punch. I guess I gotta accept it because it's entertainment. But they say all Jones do is get the crowd back on his side. Well, I guess y'all forgot what entertain meant. So polo sweats and grown man sweaters ain't gangster enough. Well, pardon my garments, Jims. I guess I should wear tight joggers and be in Honda Accords with rims instead of cigar bars talking M's with your father friends. You seen that blog with him and ARP arguing? Yo, what the fuck, man? Run it back. Hold up. Y'all hear me? Yeah, I said, I'm gonna start over. I said, so polo sweats and grown man sweaters ain't gangster enough. Well, pardon my garments, Jims. I guess I should wear tight joggers and be in Honda Accords with rims instead of cigar bars talking M's with your father friends. But you seen that blog with him and ARP arguing. Well, you partisan to this problem there. Because he act like he don't bend and he would be with the hardest brims. Well, the way I'm scarfing him down, Joe, you couldn't rip buttons and you be lucky if ARP and them put you on a card again. I said, hold up. You called him ARP. You know, he told us hard again. All right. I said, I've been coming out. Hold up. I said, I've been coming out with my dogs getting Benjis since Benji came out. Black and white, the way I blue checks, they knew I was the 1 cent since pennies came out. See, I'm the illest in the hemisphere.
Pennies in the loaves.
How you think a battle between me and hemisphere when all I see in hemisphere? But since I'm so old, let's break down some classics and see whatever we really in here. Okay. See, I'm the menace that kick knowledge but still sitting on some 40s like Sharif or something. See, if I was Alina's cousin, instead of coming back with them C's dumping, I would touch these joints down at Grandpa's house with that 20 gauge, fam. He like, oh Lord, stretch came and then the 28 grams. Wait, I said, oh dog. Hold up. What the fuck you mean you ain't got the money yet? Joker, you get shot at the table for trying to pull chat card. I don't know if Jay reads, but this ain't cool, Jay, because now you in too deep to try and trap God. I mean, how you on a homicide ride and say, let me out the car? I mean, you know the next step is the cop statement. So the bus boys in my hood would have lifted that metal round and served Trey for not waiting.
Served Trey. Not waiting.
You know what this nigga said? He's just going to use a bunch of Jim's fluff. That's fucked up. Because now I feel like a calisthenic trainer. I don't even want to use gyms to get you cut up. But hold up though. Let me season that beef with the ox. Because the only way Jim stars when the razors wrap him up in a box. See, this is way different. The way I ran D savage and I got tied up for arms. So you know what's happening to him then. I don't care if he lost weight. Ooh, I'll snap into a Slim Jim.
He said I got fatter.
I said, hold up. Ooh, I'll snap into a Slim Jim. This is Kobe when he comes to the Rucker and drop 80. My block, Haiti. I don't care if you got a clock 80. It's in your jeans. You too slow to pull out. You only alive because your pop's lazy.
It's a double.
It's in your jeans. You too slow to pull out. You only alive because your pop's lazy. See, R.I.P.
I didn't catch that back then, Jones. My apologies. That's a double. Pulling out your joint, your gun, pop. You know what I'm saying? Your pops. He's too lazy to pull out the pussy and nut it in and created you, nigga. But pull out and bust your gun at your ops. Oh shit. You already alive because your pop. Yo. My bad, Jones. I missed that one back in the day.
Owen Sterling. I hate law enforcement. You look like you cop daily. Yeah, I'm a pimp. It's in my blood. I can make 360 off your ex. Come on, my nigga. What? It's the mic is beeping. I said it's in your jeans.
All right, run it back. Hey. Earl.
She be fucking the nigga up like I said I can make 360. I can make 360 off your Xbox. It's only one controller, so you cannot play me. See, I seen you in your blog talking about you bust your gun. Well, I get free love, but it's expensive slugs. If you lift your pipe, I'll leave you laying in the grass, tired, dying, still holding your piece up. Hippie life. Why, bro? Why, bro? You better off fighting the 5-0 Sinfeld, Chapo, Blindfold, Live on Bravo, because you know and I know. You just not better as a human being. See, it's no way a situation like this for you is cool to be in, because if you is deep and this is your chance to kill that dude to be in his group, for me, it's a lot more simple. ARP gave me food. I eat it. What's up with them slurs? You throwing up signs on the low. This dude bulimic ever since Stonewash teams, my play. Hold up. I said, yo. Wake the fuck up. I said, what's up with them signs you throwing up on the low? This dude bulimic ever since Rip Leaves, my blade Rip Leaves, and I don't care who believe it. It's not a hitman. It's not a game show when a hitman start wilding out with a cannon, but I gotta slow it down twice. I'm too conceited. You got that cool Uber driver swag. You're a great blogger. You got that cool Uber driver swag. Yeah, you can smoke as long as you let me hit it.
That's
That's it. You can smoke as long as you let me hit it. Got a trap phone trying to navigate, fucking up the directions with it. But see, you a lost nigga. That's why they test your G. P.S. When Future said trust Metro, he didn't mean PCS. See, I'll rock a nigga. I'll rock a fella. Hold up. I said I'll rock a fella. Hold up. Hold on, let me go. I said I'll rock a fella with one eye open. CBS. See, I'm old school. You push me, I'll pop out. CD deck. See, I can never be number 2. I'm really with the shit. Send me with the grip. You looking like bitches with your click. What you know about sex swimming through the clip? Where your calico at? Oh yeah, it's not in the pic like them 6 bitches he was skinny dipping with. I told y'all, this is shit y'all ain't gonna get in years. From now on, when they book me, I'm just going for blood. I'm not even sweating tears.
Give it up, y'all. Give it up.
Not even sweat and tears. Put that card name in your bars, boy. Yo, you gotta respect. First of all, Jim's held his own crazy in this battle. 3rd round, I think, went a little left. Jim's went the exposed route. Serious Jones predicted it. He pulled out some paperwork out of his pocket, if y'all remember that. And I think Jones may have had a crazy first round as well. Yo, one thing, this is an up and coming gyms, and he's holding his own. But this is also a legend, debuting on RBE. And look at that round he brought for an up and comer, man. First of all, I want to give credit first and foremost to Jones for that, right? Because he's a legend, and he was a legend even at this point. The second person I want to give credit is for that is Jims. Jims could get under your skin, the way he could blog and the way he would promote. You want to show up to kill him. You know what I'm saying? And third, I got to give RBE credit. We had that reputation like, yo, people just show up there. You know, they just show up there. They come to the ruck of the ball. And you get shit like that. It empowers the up and comers to get that type of look. And the legends come and they put on for their fans. And it's just like, yo, Kobe absolutely did walk into the ruck and dropped 80 for y'all. Have a good day. Fire, 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 fire. Somebody in the chat said, SM said, not the Uber driver swag. All right. Did I answer enough questions? Did I miss anything crazy? I caught all the supers. Members in chat, is there a final dope question that y'all got for me? Is there anything crazy that I missed that y'all feel like, oh, no, ARP, don't try to do one of these episodes and you miss this one? Because I will try to do another one. This is beginning of June, so I'll probably do one more of these before the month is out. Maybe 2 of these a month. Dope. Yeah. Ask ARP episode 1. Okay. I missed your super chat, Jay. All right, let me go back and see what I missed. I saw the RBE forever, Jay. Scrolling up. Was it this one? Have you ever had a battle rapper get mad for not reacting at their opponent? Nah, I answered that one. Did I miss this one? Do you remember all your day ones from when you started? I answered that one too. So you got 3 in here that I see. I answered that. I answered all 3 of yours, Jay. You wasn't listening when I was talking to you. See, you gonna ask me a question and then ignore me. You multitasking over there? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Come on, B Duncan. That's a dope battle rap question, but I ain't gonna leave that to end off. I don't know what Jones' next 3 battles should be. I don't know. Jones is a legend, though. My theory for battle rap, don't promote because, okay, I saw that. I'm looking to see if there's one more dope one before I get up out of here. ARP, what's the one battle you wish you could do that you didn't do before you retired? There was a time I was big on Daylight versus Royce the 5'9". Royce the 5'9" is one of my favorite rappers of all time. And if anybody's heard me say that matchup over the years, it wasn't like some dream battle thing. I was really, really negotiating with his manager, Royce's manager. It just didn't pan out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that happened to a billion battles. But Royce and Daylight was one that I made real attempts, negotiated, etc. Didn't get done. Cassidy versus Charlie Clips, when Cassidy was coming off of the Hitman battle, would have been mega, you know. But with the history of that is the history of that, and you know, it changed the course of Cassidy battling to a degree, and we haven't fucking seen him since. You know, I can't wait to see Cassidy come back. I really can't. But it kind of changed the of what, you know. But what's some other ones? Before I retired, and mind you, I'm saying before I retired, as in they're ones that I feel like either I can't do without a pay-per-view or would have loved to see in the midst of a pay-per-view full all-out event, because some of these battles I still think could happen in a full circle. Some of them. There was a time when I wanted to do Hitman and Show Off, probably like 6 years ago. Big K and Goods, I'm still down to do. But those guys, they believe in that matchup, so it's going to take a pay-per-view event to pay for that battle. And if it never happens, maybe they'll be willing to do it on RBE in a full circle or something like that. I don't have to have it, but I wouldn't mind doing it at all. Rex and Cassidy is something I'd be down to doing a full circle. I wouldn't mind doing that on a pay-per-view event though. The Surf and Math I wanted to do. We negotiated it. Didn't pan out, but the Surf and the Math would have been crazy. It would have ended their grudge, hopefully. Math and Diz I negotiated with at least like 3 times. Never panned out, but that would have been a mega closure battle. Mega closure. Um, 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 um. Yeah, I said the Daylight and the Royce already. That might have been the ones for the most part. That was just like, damn, I never got a chance to get it done. I'm just glad that Max Out 3 had one of the ultimate matches that I always wanted to get done, which was Hitman versus Ill Will. It was years in the making. That battle happened, put it this way, that battle is so long in the making that me and Ill Will probably negotiated the battle like 3 years before it happened. And I set a number for him at the time when we negotiated it that was like double or triple what he was making with me. Right. And it's funny because when we negotiated him and Holla, the forecast of that negotiation was so good on both of our parts. We was able to keep it. He pushed me for a second, like, you sure you don't want to put another, slice of cheese on top of that, huh, nigga? And I'm like, come on. And then I pulled the real nigga card on him. I was like, come on, Will. We already had this conversation, right? We already agreed, right? So don't try to add another slice of cheese on top, man, because we standing on what we already said in the past, right? I pulled that card. But it was the most I ever paid Ill Will. And it was that long in the making that we negotiated for like three years prior. So to get that one done for Max Out 3, can't have everything, man. I'm just very proud of the stuff that we was able to get done. And we're not done. We got more battles coming for y'all. I'm just chilling. That's all. Swiss cheese. Yeah, Surf and Math. That was supposed to be one. Surf allegedly got one of his multi deals off of me for that, man. Isn't that what he said on 50 Minutes of Fame? Isn't that what he said? I wish there was a microphone there and the cameras there when we had the conversation in the parking lot about him versus Math, me and him. It was after the Bill Collector and Math face off. When you look at Bill Collector versus Math and you see Sue Surf right in front of the stage, he was also at the face off the night before. And we had a conversation about him versus Math in the parking lot. I wish y'all could have a sneak peek into that conversation. It's a very entertaining conversation. It was typical ARP and Surf doing what ARP and Surf does. But we also had a real nigga moment where without the cameras and the microphones, he's able to tell me a lot of honesty. So shout out to Surf, man. Looking forward to him coming back home. Real talk. Don't you think 45 would be too predictable? Right? Y'all might call it lame if I did that. If I did come out of retirement, I promise you, I would have to link up. I'll go fly to Cali or some shit. I'll create such a sick trailer. You know what I'm saying? It would have to be like a mysterious revelation type of trailer where y'all be like, oh. I could just see the nostalgia in me. Like I said, certain battlers would have to be on the card. I might even look to collab with certain people. Like a return would be, I would put a lot into it. I would put the bloggers there on stage with me. I would put certain league owners there on stage with me. I would fly in certain people. I would involve certain people. I would book a bunch of big it would be a Max Out, of course. it would be very nostalgic. I would put a ton into it. It'd be a high price card, a high payout card. It'd be a big promotion, a big stream. It'd just come with all my experience, all my matchmaking, all my work ethic, and we would push. We would go crazy for it. I know we would, because I know what I would bring to the table with everybody. So I would get the best out of everybody. I know I would, the way that I would go about it. But nah, I'm cool, G. Mm-mm. Nigga said Max Out 4 could be like Detox. The difference is I'm not saying Max Out 4 on the way. That nigga Dre told us Detox was coming for 20 years. ARP come out of retirement, I will be there for my first event. Damn, if you missed it, you missed it, man. It's 10 years for you to show up. You can still show up to Full Circles, though. I give those away for free. Literally, every Full Circle that people in the building for, I gave the tickets away for free. Never sold a ticket to Full Circle and never will. Stand on my commitments to certain shit. It's free. Free. Why does Shota stay behind the scenes? Shota never liked to talk too much. He talks like me off camera. Not like me, not in my tone, not with my type of word selection and word patterns. I'm talking about as much. Like he's extremely vocal. You know what I'm saying? But he's just a shadowy person. Some of it was the street element. He said that to y'all on camera. He was just like, I gotta stay out just in case. That's really him. That's really him. I ain't trying to hype him up. Why would I hype him up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I already seen the guy in action. You know what I'm saying? I already been to jail with the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just him, man. There was a street element to it that made him move like that. Then that's also just him. Then he was never big on public speaking. He was never cut for it. I was more cut for public speaking, and we didn't even know that about me. Some of y'all that go back, y'all might remember a name called Jemski TV, a female blogger all the way from back in the day of battle rap. She covered our first event. If you know Club Drum, right next door to Club Drum, there's a pizzeria. And she wanted to do an interview with me after our first event. We stepped into the pizzeria. It's me, her, and Shota. She cuts her camera on. She starts asking me questions. And I ran off my answers like I was seasoned, like I've been doing it for years. It was like politically correct, representation of the company, spoke well to the event. Boom, boom. When the camera cut off, me and Shota look at each other like we were both shocked that I did the interview that well. And I was just like, damn, am I natural for public speaking? And he was just like, yeah. Even some of the dramas that I used to address, like let's say the Jones blog, for example, like he knew everything that was going to go into, like we would have the conversation. I'm like, I'm gonna put this, put that. But he might be like, yo, make sure you answer this and say this or whatever, or address this thing that's been lingering. But, yep, I got, very vocal and tied into, how we both are as people, but was never going to be a public speaker and was never going to try to put himself. I used to fucking fight tooth and nail to have him stand in the front of the stage. Right? I used to tell him like, yo, we supposed to twin tower this look. We're the center of the footage. We're the owners. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. It was like came in like we like the ladies is on us. You know what I'm saying? Ladies complimenting us or whatever. A lot of people sliding in DMs early on. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? He used to be into fashion crazy, still is. And I used to tell him, man, like the way we carry it, man, we got the look, we got the presentation and shit. We represent the brand, we the faces. We supposed to be dead in the front, man. You know what they say? They say you got something going on when the men want to be like you and when the women want to be with you, right? I was like, this is what we did in high school. The men wanted to be like us and the women wanted to be with us. This is what we did in high school, man. Now let's do it for RBE. And then he wants to step to the back. Then, nigga, you was dead in the front in school. We wasn't getting paid for it in school. Now you want to move into the shadows, motherfucker. We used to argue over the shit. yo, bring your ass right up here with me. Stand right here in the front. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and put some of that fly shit on. The way you put your outfits together. And I'm gonna buy a fresh outfit and some fresh kicks and all that for every fucking event too. And we're gonna stand out here and you gotta have personality. Like I said, I felt like some of the best leagues always had a personality and an identity where you could look at them and there's something or there's multiple things that say, that's what I know of for RBE, whether it's the league, the face, the concepts, the themes, the ideologies, the business, all of these things. When you got these leagues and they're faceless, the only thing you know about the league is the battlers on the card. I never thought that was good. You got to be able to identify with the company one way or another. Smack, I don't care what you say about the trunk stuff or the messing up of the battlers' names and all of that. Whatever you say, you could identify URL with him. From that's marketing within itself. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. It's part of the sell. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to see Chico flip the coin. You want to see Smack flip the coin. I'll see blogs, Chris Unbiased, he'd be like, yo, I admit it means more when ARP is there. He didn't host the brick battles, but when he's there in the middle, it means more. Like, this is the identity. This is the face. This is the personality. This is what you expect. It comes with it. Yes, it's the battlers are in front. We're paying to see this matchup, but there's other pieces to this whole shit. So I'm like, Shata, we did this in high school, nigga. Come on up front. No, I'm in the back. What the fuck you mean, nigga? We used to fight over this shit, man. I promise. That's just how he was, though. It's just how he is. You know what I'm saying? Very shadowy type of guy, as in respect to public, you know. So sometimes you just let people be who they are. You look at URL. Some people don't know what Chico looks like, right? I'm pretty sure Smack and Beasley, that's their dynamic. Like, okay, Chico is here, like this, in the shadows. Smack, you are the celebrity face fronting popularity. That I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna be the spokesperson. I'm gonna be the this, the that, blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So the dynamic forms the way it forms. You know, King of the Dot. Some of y'all don't know King Fly, but he's one of the most essential pieces, as far as I know over there. Some of y'all have no clue what King Fly looks like. Has King Fly ever done an interview or anything like that? Maybe not. You know Gannick. Rest in peace. We knew Bishop. You know Gully. Hell, they got to the point where they did cards. Gannick versus Gully. You got people like King Flies, or some people don't necessarily know J Pros, right? These are people that were in the mix of that whole movement, and they're more in the shadows. You know? John Doe from Black Ice Cartel, he didn't do too much interviews or stand out front too much, but they didn't need one of the owners to formulate the personality or the identity of Black Ice Cartel. The editing and the production and some of the matchup style did it for them. So they had an identity, right? That's a lot, man. It's a lot to it. And there's so much blueprints out there. And I know it seems like these days we're getting a league a mile a minute. And I endorse good leagues, but just put more into that side of things. Make it personal. Make the fans understand who you are and what you're about, why you book the battles that you book, why you came into battle rap, what's your history. You know, let fans understand that. This guy ARP, I saw him around for like 2 years. Then I started seeing him blog and tweet and all that type of shit. Then I seen him with Star and Battle Rap Media. Now I hear this RBE thing. I know who that is. You couldn't call me an opportunist from day one. You couldn't. Even before my very first event, I had history. You know, it's all these different elements to letting the fans into the company to understand and to identify and to even support or gravitate to. Certain people you want to see win because they've earned it with you. If you got 5 events and I don't even know who the owner is, you can't stand out in the midst of the leagues that have personalities. And you only can be as strong as the battler that's promoting your event. RBE's legacy and personality, and even me here right now. If I put out a trailer right now that says RBE um, June 27th, it's going to have anticipation. I don't have to announce a battle. I could sell tickets just from RBE's legacy and personality. Or, you know what I'm saying? You build even themes. It's good to have something that you can do repetitive that fans could start to identify with. So you can look at Chrome and say, I know what I'm going to get from an anniversary card. You can look at RBE and say, I know what to expect if they say Blood, Sweat, and Tears, or Max Out, or Starting Five, or Lift His Soul, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. You know, I know what I'm, or Full Circle. I know what I'm going to get. Or Blue, like, I know what I'm going to get. Or Gnome, or Summer Madness, or Blackout, or Massacre. I have an expectation. Once Upon a Time, Bunker. You know, a Cage event from Black Ice Cartel, a Crown event from Guerrilla Warfare, High Stakes from UW. I have an expectation. I'm already identifying. These leagues have gotten to a point where you're not even just identifying with the league. You're not even just identifying with the battlers that are on the league. They even work to a way where they get you to identify with even certain cards. Max Out 4 is sold if I just say it's back. Because it's built and it has an expectation and a theme. I could put out a trailer right now that's just all a black screen, or it's just say, do you believe? And flash Max Out 4. And you guys will be like, bet. Let me know the date. I'm there. You know? So leagues you gotta create your personality. You gotta give fans a way to identify with you. Learn who you are, what you're about, why you do what you do, what your thought process might be. Let them behind the curtain a little bit. Don't be scared to personalize it to a degree. You know, iron you a little t-shirt, put you on a crispy hat or something like that. Get a little shave, step on camera and be like, yo, what up? This is XYZ, boom, boom, boom. We got this going down next week. Let people learn. It's okay to be out there. How many of these companies have a spokesperson? Shit, even Geico got a lizard. Am I right or am I wrong, people? Let me know. I got a little bit of experience. So y'all don't gotta listen to me. Who am I? I see what you said, MSM. There's a bunch of people that's saying that there's so much going on right now of like drama that's kicking up with that. I would get into that topic, but there's other stuff now, so I'm gonna leave it alone. You know, but yeah, you know, and it's not always the league's fault with that, but it is what it is. I think that was a good one to close on. No, that wasn't good to close on. MSM, stop it. Ain't no olive branching over here. I'm cool. I saw what you put right here about the flowers. It wasn't flowers, and I'm not being immature right now by saying that. It was me doing what I like to pride myself on doing since day one. I don't detract from honesty. I don't have to like somebody to tell you they're doing a good job. That's what keeping it real is. Keeping it real starts with honesty. That's the foundation of keep. We say it so loosely. Keep it real, keep it 100, keep it real. I'm a real nigga, I'm a real man, I'm a real woman. To be that, it's the ground foundation of that is honesty. And the first person that you need to be honest with is yourself. You can't call yourself a real person or a real nigga if you can't look in the mirror and tell honesty. Then past that, if I come up here, it's like somebody that'll love to cut on a camera and say, RBE ain't do nothing for battle rap. That's blasphemy, right? It's just like, what? I know that that's a motivated comment. I know that that's a biased comment. I know that that's coming from a person that has a certain type of motive towards me or the company or certain alignments, or maybe somebody got a battery in their back. I've seen it all. I've seen all the different type of motives of why people would downplay, what we have done, right? And I get it. I take the good with the bad. It is what it is. Be who you are. There's certain people, it just they have that type of fraudulence to them. I could never live on that level. You know what I'm saying? And if you're willing to do that, you know, then you're just not a real person. The realest I can keep it about people that I know have done good work. And if I despise them, I don't say them at all. I won't mention you. I don't do what is the girly punk shit of let me lie. Like, oh, that league or that battle rapper. No, they never did nothing. They ain't got no legacy, or they ain't got this trash. That's the fake shit. You have a motive. If we were friends, you would never say that. Right. So based on our relationship or what I've done for you or didn't do for you, or fallouts and whatever, inspire and your alliances, that inspires you to talk like that. But the roots of it is your own motives, and it's not true. I mean, you could always try to validate something as your personal opinion, right? But certain personal opinions feel blasphemous because there's just too much that contradicts it. I could hate LeBron, but there's too much, whether I'm a Jordan guy or a Kobe guy, whether I'm trying to push down LeBron because I want Jordan to stay the GOAT, whatever. It's just too much that he's done in the space that shows I'm a liar to say he's not good, or he's not great, or he's not one of the best of all time. Or everybody has their faults. Everybody has their areas that I can pick at. Oh, LeBron, he flops too much. Oh, LeBron couldn't play in this era, or he didn't really have a jump shot like that. Or his handles is trash. And I could find a million bad things to say about LeBron. But I look in the mirror and call myself a real nigga if I say that, LeBron ain't great. LeBron ain't got no legacy. LeBron, he's only got championships because Ray Allen and Kyrie hit those shots. I ain't doing that. That's not the type of man I am. So don't confuse me giving flowers with me trying to uphold what I want to be as a man, which is just real. And the more and more I see people can't do what I do, it makes me more and more hype to be the person that I am. I'm more and more inspired to be that type of person. The more when I look around and I see like, oh, this person loves to take shots at RBE, or they love to downplay me or RBE or my legacy or my platform or our impact. The more and more I see people do that, it inspires me to not be like that, because it makes me feel like, damn, I'm more and more rare. I'm the person that could keep it real, whether I like you or not. You don't have that level of strength to keep it real. You ain't strong enough. You don't have the strength that I possess to actually dislike you and still say, that's a great event. It's a great league. It's a great idea. It's a great battle. Oh, you won that one. You don't have the strength to do that. I'd rather be the minority in that. I look at that as a stronger attribute. So don't confuse flowers with just keeping it real. Thank you, homie. I appreciate that. Shout out to the members in the building. Yeah, Rare Breed was inked in my skin before RBE was created. It's real shit. Ask ARP, is there no chance of a max out forever? Yeah, there's no chance of it. 99%, it's a 1% chance. Some 5 years from now, nostalgia, Byron from Fox 5 hits me up and says, we got to do this mega nostalgic Madison Square Garden event. I need you involved. I'm going to have the conversation. Okay. Other than that, I'm out of here. or maybe somebody puts me in a bad spot, like a friend or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Holla, you know, it's just like, yo, man, I lost everything, man. The only way I can support my family is if we do an event right now. What am I supposed to say? Nah, I'm retired. Like, fuck. Actually, I'd probably rather just loan them the money than do an event. I say shit goes for a bunch of my niggas. Shout out to my man K and Will and shit. Man, I hate when I start listing people because if I leave anybody off, they're gonna feel away. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I'm cool. Best retirement of battle rap history is what I want to also claim. Salute Reckless. Damn, should I get out of here yet or what? Great show. Round of applause. Encore, encore. Thank you. All right. On that note, that's a perfect segue for me to get out of here. 3-hour stream. Ask ARP episode 1. Total interactive. No topics. I got topics. Waiting, ready to go right now. No topics. Came on the stream with no plan. Just to rock with the people in the chat and answer some questions. And I want to do these maybe 2 times a month, y'all. So we'll get back to it. I got some shit going on in the morning. So heads up. 30% chance I can't make it in the morning. I got something going on. Something important. But you know how it is, man. We'll be right back ASAP. I got y'all. Appreciate y'all for real too. This is a dope stream.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I drop it, connected to block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Look out, Marty, still got a gun.